try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. I work like I got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python. Grab what I like real fast, choke until I have everything I attack. Everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and
Welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. Let's start the show. Oh boy, busy day today. My early show took a lot out of me. It's almost close to like 7.5 hours. I mean, that Cash Patel Senate chaos was amazing. I was so entertained. I was like, man, Adam Schiff was getting his ass rimmed and taken to they need to take his ass straight to jail. That's what they need to do. They need to listen. That's it. Enough is enough, dude. You're a loser. Just take your ass to jail and throw away the bail. Leave his ass in there. Send him to Alcatraz. I would like to see him in Alcatraz. Yeah, I think so. Him with Nancy Pelosi and all his goons there. Oh, that would be so cool. I would love it. Let me see what I got here. I got some stuff to go over. I don't even have that much to go over, but we're gonna go over something. And let me just set it up real quick. I hope you guys are having a good evening. I'm nice, pretty good here. Let's go ahead and check this out because this is has to do with the killer of Charlie Kirk. Let's see what happened today.
Ahead of the first court appearance by the suspect, Tyler Robinson. I want to talk about them here on Live Now from Fox. As aggravated murder, the major one, a felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily harm, obstruction of justice, 2 counts of that, 2 counts of witness tampering as well as the commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. That's just a misdemeanor. So obviously following it closely here on Live Now from Fox.
Hey, Albie.
Conversation right now. Former federal prosecutor Jim Trusty and also trial attorney Seth Berensweg. We appreciate your time, guys, here on Live Now from Fox as we are awaiting the first appearance. Jim, I want to start with you. These counts that were laid before us by the district attorney, were you surprised by any of them? What was your first initial takeaway?
I mean, I think that the charges all sound very supportable. We heard a lot of details of the evidence. I wasn't really in love with the obstruction or witness tampering because that stuff's admissible either way, and it's not really adding to the overall penalty here. But it's legally sufficient. What I thought was kind of intriguing was that you had what appears to be a pretty principled guy as the district attorney, basically saying at the end, a little civics lesson, we don't try our cases in the press, we're not going to answer a lot of questions. But he had a probable cause statement that was like a book. And, there's an art to writing those things. They didn't really have to write it with that much detail. But as kind of consumers of the news on a very high-profile matter, it was interesting to hear such vivid details about the roommate, about the family, about the state of the evidence. And so, for a guy swearing off trying it in the press, we had the benefit of a very detailed statement today.
Yeah, it was very long and talking about the parents and how they potentially recognized their son as the images the FBI put out, those text messages like you mentioned with the roommate as well. Seth, I do want to ask you about that because there are those 7 counts laid forward and potentially the top definitely is going to be aggravated murder. Why are the other ones involved? Were you taken aback by what some of these counts were?
I wasn't really surprised to see the additional counts. The obstruction was particularly not surprising. That seemed to make sense. And witness tampering counts that have been included in the case of something that was interpretation and the preparation of the case by the county attorney's office has been carried out in a very professional manner. There were 2 things that really struck me as I was watching this live today. The first was that the prosecutor's office did a lot of work in a short time frame. This was really thoroughly reviewed, investigated, and this criminal information, this essentially criminal complaint that was filed to trigger this proceeding was very narrative and very, very thorough, and it really is an airlock case. The second thing that really struck me is that this case will ultimately come down in a pivot point to the aggravating factors for the death penalty, which we have learned today is going to be pursued. And the aggravating factor, which is really at the top of the line here, is the commission of a felony with the a grave indifference to life threat to somebody other than the victim. And given the facts and the circumstances of this case, I think that that's very clear and present, particularly under the fact pattern that we had reviewed for us today.
Yeah, and that's so very interesting. And Jim, I'm going to move over to you because obviously, as a former federal prosecutor, we're also seeing kind of the developments and what's going on with Luigi Mangione and the charges that were dropped there in New York about that. This doesn't get to the feds, right? The feds are not involved at this point. Does the federal government ever get involved? Do you think they potentially have a case as well as the state?
I guess there's a couple of layers to that. I mean, the first thing is, one of the benefits of involving the FBI and all the federal resources and kind of jumping to the front of the line at Quantico for analysis is we're sitting here a week after the shooting and we know DNA results from across the board. So federal resources are forever going to be a part of the story. They're going to have testimony from federal experts when it comes to DNA and shoe prints and other things and fingerprints. But in terms of federal charges, I think most people tend to assume that federal means more serious or that it's going to be treated more seriously. And the reality is, under our Constitution, federal is actually the default when you have some sort of interstate connection, not where you normally do murder trials. So I think actually the case being tried in Utah makes sense as a state case. These are guys that have experience doing death penalty cases, doing murder cases. And I've looked through the code and given it some thought. I used to be on the Attorney General's Capital Review Committee, where we actually read through submissions from U.S. attorneys' offices on death penalty cases to make recommendations to the AG. And I'm just not really seeing it so far. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's some fact that's not out there. But it's not an interstate stalking case, which is what they're using in Mangione. And I think even that is a little bit of a stretch. It's not a hate crime because no matter what the horrific politicized motivation is, it doesn't seem to break down to the protected classes within the hate crime statute. It's not a crime in aid of racketeering. So in short, I'm just not sure there's going to be a federal backdrop of a federal indictment in this case because it's certainly not obvious, and it might be a bit of a stretch, and you don't really need to stretch it. Utah should be in a pretty good position to do justice with what they have.
That is so very good. We had a federal prosecutor on, a formal one, talking about potentially could be laid down, potentially to try to get 2 bites at the apple, but they may not need that second chance at all. I do want to put up this. This is going to be the hearing that's going to take place in about 5 to 7 minutes. We'll take you out to this as soon as it happens. Until then, Seth, I do want to continue to get your thoughts because obviously this will be the first appearance, albeit a virtual one, by the suspect, Tyler Robinson. What kind of motions should we expect? What should we expect from that hearing today?
Well, since this is the initial appearance, it's important to keep in mind under this particular process that this is not a preliminary hearing. This is not a motions hearing. This is something that's going to be somewhat of a rote procedural matter. It's of course going to be very dramatic. It's going to be something that's going to really strike an emotional chord with everybody, just given the incredibly horrific circumstances here. I don't think it's going to be terribly long. There's going to be an element of formality to it. But if we just zoom out for a moment and take a look at what's at risk and what's at stake, the fact that this is a death penalty case and that we're going to be getting into the aggravating factors is so crucial. Looking at some of the reactions nationally, and there's been a wide span of reactions. Some of the folks that have taken a very callous view towards this it almost shows kind of a gamification of the situation here. There's going to need to be a civilizational line drawn by the justice system to be able to demonstrate with painful clarity the consequences that this person is going to face for this horrific crime. So innocent until proven guilty, and it's the prosecution's burden. But this is something that everyone's going to keep a close eye on, and the road to justice really drives centrally towards the death penalty, especially given the horrific circumstances presented in this case.
Yeah, and obviously this is going to be a very highly publicized trial to take place there in this state courthouse in Utah. The first one, like you mentioned, obviously good clarity on what we could expect today. Jim, I want to ask you, how are we expecting the judge to balance all of this? Could this case be moved to a different location? What other facets are you interested in terms of that, how they're handling the notoriety of this?
Yeah, I mean, the good news for the prosecution is it's early. You expect a lot of notoriety around the time of arrest, around initial appearances. I don't think this one's going to fade from view, but it won't be quite the fever pitch we have now. The issue is going to be essentially pretrial publicity and the ability to pick an impartial jury. And you do that in death penalty cases through a couple of different ways, including questionnaires where you send it out to prospective jurors and you kind of thin the herd, eliminate people who are like, I know I'm going to give them the death penalty, or I know I could never do the death penalty. And so you have some tools for jury selection. But this is why it's a little dangerous to give so much information at today's press conference, because that's going to make its way into a defense motion. And you don't have to look too far to find examples of maybe activist courts, but courts messing with the ability to pick an impartial jury. I mean, Joe Kazarniev from the Boston Marathon case got his death penalty overturned or remanded because of the judge, the trial judge, supposedly, and I disagree, but supposedly not asking the right questions or enough questions about pretrial publicity infecting the prospective jurors' views. I thought he actually did a good job. I think it's an activist kind of anti-death penalty moment for the Court of Appeals. But that's the kind of thing you have to worry about. You know, in Utah, eventually, you're going to have a layer of federal review that includes the Ninth Circuit, which is a crapshoot. Sometimes that's very liberal. Sometimes that can be kind of conservative. And I think there's a little bit of professionalism or discretion that needs to be out there by the prosecutor's office to not overplay their hand. They got a great case from everything we've heard. It's good to know that they have a strong case under these circumstances, but they need to kind of ratchet down a little bit and not talk about the facts as much as they're doing going forward if they want to keep the ability to do this in Utah County.
All right, guys, I think I have time for one more question because it looks like this is about to get underway here on Live Now from Fox. All right, actually, we're going to sign away, guys. I appreciate your time. This hearing is getting underway. Trump is in the United Kingdom. Thanks again for joining us.
All right, good to see you.
Okay, so you saw that they were going to go to show you guys what's happening in that courtroom, right? Like, you guys want to see what happened in that courtroom? Okay, let's go ahead and check it out for ourselves. Why not, right? Let's check it out.
My name is Judge Graff. I will be handling the first appearance calendar today. At the conclusion of the hearing, for the first case, the court will take a recess and remind all those who are scheduled for the first appearance calendar to log back in 15 minutes after the court has taken a recess. As a general note, no electronic usage is allowed unless pre-approved. Any disruptions will be removed. To the jail, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Calling case 251-403-576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Robinson. I'm Judge Graff. Mr. Skordas.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. You're probably already aware of my presence or why I'm here, but if not, I am not entering an appearance. I'm not counsel on this case. I'm working with the county to get counsel assigned, but we need you to allow for the appointment of counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Skordas. I want to go through the qualifications for indigency, but that is my intent, Mr. Skordas.
Very well.
And I thank you for being here. So, Mr. Robinson, you have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court can appoint an attorney to represent you. I have reviewed your declaration of financial status and find that you are indigent. I'm provisionally appointing a Rule 8 qualified attorney to represent you on your case, Mr. Robinson. Along with their filing of their appearance of counsel, the assigned attorneys must file declarations with the court that outline their qualifications under Rule 8 and under Rule 8B and Rule 8C for counsel appointment in a case where death may be a sentencing option.
Guy's a piece of shit.
I'm ordering that those declarations be filed prior to the next hearing date, which is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. Mr. Robinson, I also wish to inform you of your rights against self-incrimination. Anything that you say in court today could be used against you, and we want to protect your constitutional rights.
Fuck his constitutional
Mr.
rights.
Robinson, at this
He
time,
didn't protect his rights when he
will
killed
remain in
Charlie.
custody without bail.
He
Mr.
didn't care about
Scortis, is there
his
any
rights
other
then.
points that you
Why
wish
he
to
has to care about
address?
his
No,
rights
thank
now?
you very much, Your Honor.
Turning to the
That
state.
shit. It's stupid. Send them to the firing
Yes, Your Honor.
squad.
Chad Grunander for the state. I'm also joined, and they're listed as attendees, Ryan McBride, Lauren Hunt, David Sturgill, and Chris Ballard. We are the trial team on this case. I do have a few points I'd like to bring up with Your Honor. We have filed a pretrial protective order on behalf of Erica Kirk. We would ask the court to review that. It should be in your queue, Your Honor, and sign that.
Thank you. I have reviewed the pretrial protective order and will be issuing this pretrial protective order in favor of Erica Kirk. Is there any other business that we need to address today, counsel?
Just for the court's information, we did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty that was filed by Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray.
Supper. I don't want him
So
to
that
kill
should
him
be
right
in
away.
the court's file. Lastly, I would just indicate to the court and to, at this point, Mr. Robinson, that we are prepared to collect all of the discovery in this matter and get that turned over to the defense as soon as possible. Rule 16 requires us to provide what we have relied on in charging the information and bringing these charges within 5 days once it's requested. So that'll be prepared to disseminate to the defense as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Grander. Mr. Robinson, what I also want to do is you have the right to have the charges read that you stand charged of, and I wish to read those to you at this time. Thank you. Mr. Robinson, for count 1, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years, that may be for life. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child aggravating factor, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider as an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-11-210 sub 2 and 3C, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson discharged a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm and that the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2.
Looks lifeless.
Tyler
Like
James
he has no
Robinson
life in his
intentionally
eyes.
selected Charlie Kirk
What's going on?
because Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. Notice if the trier of fact finds beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim targeting enhancement applies, the sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider the defendant's selection of the victim as an aggravating factor. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child, aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or the Board of Pardons and Parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-306 sub 2, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or pursuant to any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, conceal or remove the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or a first-degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in violation of Utah Code 76-8-306 sub 2. In that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, with an intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any person regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, destroyed, concealed, or removed the clothing he wore during the shooting, and the conduct that constitutes an offense would be a capital felony or first-degree felony. Count 5, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted, or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item, to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. Count 6, tampering with a witness, a third-degree felony in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-8-508, in that on or about September 11th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, believed that an official proceeding or investigation was pending or about to be instituted, or intended to prevent an official proceeding or investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony or information, to wit, directing his roommate to stay silent if the police questioned the roommate. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.10 sub 2 and 76-3-203.14 sub 3A little double I. In that on or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, committed criminal homicide in the physical presence of a child younger than 14 years of age, with knowledge that a child was present and that may have been seen or heard the commission of the criminal homicide. Victim targeting enhancement in violation of Utah Code Annotated 76-3-203.14 sub 2. Tyler James Robinson intentionally selected Charlie Kirk because of Tyler James Robinson's belief or perception regarding Charlie Kirk's political expression. That concludes reading the information. Mr. Robinson, this case is set for September 29th at 10 a.m. It will be a waiver hearing, and I will be the judge assigned to this case. Mr. Robinson, I invite you to join us at that time. Is there anything further, counsel?
No, yeah, we'll have counsel appointed by then. Thank you.
Mr. Gurander, anything further?
One item, just for clarification, Your Honor, the hearing on the 29th, is that in person or WebEx?
Thank you. That is a great question. It will be via WebEx.
WebEx, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank all parties for being here.
WebEx.
This concludes this hearing at this time. Court is in recess.
All right, fuck this punk bitch. Fuck the punk bitch. I hope he gets beat up in jail. I hope they make him suffer in jail. I really don't care. I don't care. He's going to see the firing squad, but I'm like, I want him to suffer. You know, if I can hear Charlie speaking to me in my head, he's like, listen, don't kill the guy. Just make him suffer for the rest of his life. You know, it's like live the whole life in jail. I think it's more punishing than death. You know, death I think is an easy way out. I mean, this guy needs to suffer, right? So put his ass in jail and let him kneel on rice the whole time, and you'll see how fast, you know, time is gonna fly, and he needs to rot in jail. I mean, I understand the death penalty and so forth, and yeah, I believe in the death penalty and all that, but in reality, what's more for this fitting crime? What would Charlie pick? I think Charlie will pick let that motherfucker rot in jail until his last days. And then when he's coming to his last days, you know, just let him suffer. That's all. You know, an eye for an eye, right? If you want, let's wait 40, 50 years and then kill the motherfucker. You know, it's like that's what it's long it's going to take. It's going to take a long while, you know, for unless they expedite it. Because if they expedite it, they could have fucking killed this guy on high noon. I mean, back in the days, they would have just killed his ass. Like, but you know, it is what it is. We waste a lot of time with the court system, waste a lot of money, a lot of resources. It's just stupid, right? The guy's guilty. We know he's guilty. We have all his DNA. We have all the information. Everything pinpoints to him, and yet we got to have a whole trial and circus to entertain. And you know, it's just, to me, it's just a waste of time. That's how it is. All right, let's check out the next feed here. Oh yes, this is what we saw earlier today. We got to watch it again. It's only a snippet of 12 minutes, and then I have another one here of 8 minutes. But this is like back to back of freaking like awesomeness by Kash Patel, out of all people. Let's go ahead and check this out. What happened earlier today?
Director Patel, Senator Schiff. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Patel, during your confirmation hearing, you made several important commitments. For instance, you told Senator Coons there will be no politicization at the FBI. There'll be no retributive actions
Got the
taken
medicine.
by any FBI should I be confirmed as FBI director.
Smells
So let me
good.
ask you very specifically, did you ever take any action to terminate or discipline an FBI agent or employee in whole or in part as retribution for being part of an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th?
No.
You also committed, you assured Senator Blumenthal, all FBI employees will be protected against political retribution. So you're testifying today that you played no role in the firing of even a
This is
single
with
FBI
Adam
agent
Schiffner?
for
Adam
political
Schiff?
retribution.
None for political retribution.
And if any FBI agent said
It
you
is
did, they
with
would be
Adam
lying. Is
Schiff.
that your testimony?
I'm only speaking to my actions. Everybody is allowed to make their allegations.
Oh,
I
no,
have
these are
not-
allegations against you.
And
So,
I'm,
Mr. Patel, if FBI, senior FBI agents or employees said that you were firing them for political retribution reasons because of the cases they were assigned, you're saying they would be lying. Is that your
anyone that
testimony?
was terminated at the FBI was done so for failing to meet the standards, uphold their constitutional oath, and effectuate the mission.
Ooh.
Well, by meet the standards, are you talking about meet the standards of protecting the president under any circumstance?
No.
You also guaranteed Senator Blumenthal
No, it's a
that
quick
every
answer.
FBI employee will be held to the same, absolute same standard. No one will be terminated for case assignments. Are you testifying today that you never terminated anyone at the FBI
Why is he
in
so
whole
worried
or
about
in
people
part
being terminated?
because of a prior
He needs
case
to be
assignment?
terminated.
No one at the FBI is terminated for case assignments alone.
Well, I'm asking about you, Mr. Patel. Did you, in whole or in part, terminate anyone at the FBI because they worked on the Trump investigation or because they worked on January 6th?
No one at the FBI has been terminated for case assignments alone.
Okay, you're saying alone. Does that mean they were terminated in part because they were assigned to a January 6th case or assigned to the Mar-a-Lago case? You're being very precise here, Mr. Patel. You're saying alone. That means they were fired in part because they were assigned those cases. Is that your testimony?
Absolutely not. But if you want to keep
Okay,
putting words in my
well,
mouth,
then
go
let me
ahead.
ask you, let's strip away the word alone. Did you terminate or participate in any discipline of any FBI
Who
employee
cares?
in
What the
whole
fuck
or
is
in
wrong with
part
this guy with the FBI?
because of their work on an investigation of
If
Donald
they got
Trump
fired, they
or
got fired.
January 6th?
End of
Yes or
story.
no?
Any terminations at the FBI by
No,
employees.
no, I'm
set
asking you a
aside,
very specific
and I'm
question.
going to answer the question, but you don't like the answer because it's the
No,
truth
I
and it guts
want
your
an answer to my
narrative.
question. I don't want an answer to someone else's question. So let me just be precise, and I ask for a yes or no answer. Did you ever terminate or discipline an FBI
He's still
employee
stuck on that question.
in whole or in part
What the fuck is wrong
because
with
they had been
Chester?
assigned or worked on an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th? Yes or
FBI
no?
employees are only terminated
Yes
if
or
they
no,
fail
Mr.
to
Patel?
uphold their oaths of
Yes or
office
no?
and duty.
You're not
at the
answering my
FBI
question.
I
You're
don't
not
have to
answering my
answer your question yes or no because you're setting up a trap so you can have
Oh,
a media
no, I'm not setting
narrative.
up a trap
and I'm not
unless,
giving it to you.
unless it's true that you fired people
People
in
have been
whole or in part
terminated at
because
the
they
FBI who fail to uphold
they
the
were assigned
standards
to.
that the FBI requires them
Did you
to
tell
uphold.
did you tell anyone at the FBI that all FBI employees who they identified who had worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Did you tell that to someone at the FBI?
Say that I would remove people for case assignments?
That you would, that people that were identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Did you tell that to someone at the FBI?
People are not removed
But
for
just
case
answer my
assignments.
question. Just answer my question. Did you tell that to
People are
someone?
not removed for case
No,
assignments.
you're not
and
answering
I
my
would-
question.
And I would
Mr.
never tell
Patel,
anyone.
did you tell someone at the FBI
Mhm.
that
He
FBI
said he
employees
wouldn't tell.
identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be
Answering
removed
the
from their
question.
jobs? Yes or no? Did you tell someone that?
I would never tell anyone at the FBI that they're being removed for basically their case assignments.
Okay, so anyone who had said that would be lying. Is that your testimony?
Anyone can say whatever they want.
No, I know, but you're saying they were lying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you
Because
what
he
I said.
does.
Because this is in the complaint against you, Mr. Patel.
Oh my
So
God.
you're saying Mr. Driscoll and others are liars?
I'm not going to address the complaint and the ongoing
Okay, well then let me ask
litigation.
you, have you ever told anyone at the FBI that the FBI tried to put the president in jail and he hasn't forgotten it, and that your job depended on the removal of agents who worked on cases against the president?
No,
Did you ever tell anyone that?
no.
Okay.
Adam Schiff is out of line.
Did you ever tell anyone that you knew these summary firings you were undertaking were illegal, likely illegal, and that you would be sued and later deposed? Did you ever tell anyone that?
No firings at the FBI or terminations were done for anything other than justified
Did you ever
cause.
tell anyone that, Mr.
No,
Patel, why don't you
no
answer my question?
terminations at the FBI were ever done in my tenure for anything other than failing.
Did you
to
ever tell
uphold
anyone
their
that,
oath of
Mr.
office.
Patel?
Why is he
Willing to
cutting
answer
him
the
off? He's
question?
answering.
FBI.
I guess
I
you're
have
not willing to
answered
answer the
it.
question. So let me move on. Let me move on
Man,
to
Adam is so
the
fucking
Epstein files.
rude.
You said you're the most transparent FBI director in history, so I'm going to put you to the test. In 2024, you were asked by Glenn Beck about Epstein's Black Book. And you said, he asked, who has Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book? And you said, Black Book FBI. And he said, but who? That is, I mean, there's, and you said, oh, that's under the direct control of the director of the FBI. That's what you said. Was that true, Mr. Patel?
I'll rely on you quoting it accurately. I
No,
did
no,
that
no.
a couple
Was
of
it
years
true
ago.
what you represented to Mr. Beck and the president's supporters out there, or were you lying?
No,
Was it true that the Black Book, Epstein's Black Book, was in the possession
Why
of
are
the
you
FBI?
so worried
director?
about Epstein?
The Black Book was in the
Democrats, right?
possession of the
It
FBI.
reaches-
Okay, so
raises
now
red
that you're
flags.
the FBI director, you have possession of the Black Book, right?
That index has been released.
So you have Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book.
What is known as Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book has been released
Okay,
by
and
us.
and you released it. And let me follow up on Senator Kennedy's question, because
Oh,
he
Lord.
asked you, and I'll be very precise here.
He's reading off of a script. Okay. This whole time he's
You've
reading
seen
off
most
the
of the
script.
files. Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself? And you said himself. There's no credible information, none. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And Kennedy, the information we have again is limited. And Senator Kennedy said the answer is no one. And you said for the information we have. So is it your testimony today that in all of the Epstein files, that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked no one to anyone but himself. Is that your testimony, Mr.
I never
Patel?
said Jeffrey Epstein didn't traffic anyone else.
Did he traffic any young woman to someone other than himself? That was Mr. Kennedy's question,
And
Senator
I
Kennedy's
said
question.
the information that 3 administrations have had access to
I'm
have
asking
made
you-
determinations that there are no investigative leads that were credible to prosecute and investigate any others. I'm
Well,
specifically
I'm asking
stating
you whether
we
it's
were
your
working on.
testimony today.
Well,
that-
you just read
that
it, and I said it 10 minutes ago, so let the record reflect my
I
testimony.
just want to make sure there's no misunderstanding, because there are victims like Virginia
misunderstanding.
Weaver who have testified otherwise, who have said otherwise. And you're telling the American people today that the Epstein list is a single name and it's Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we're to believe?
That's not what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. And
Well,
you
let
can
me
say whatever
ask
you
you, let me
want.
ask you this. When Todd Blanche went to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, she said, but did I think these guys were coming for that? I really don't. If you met Epstein, there's no way that this cast of characters, of which it's extraordinary, and some are in your cabinet who you value as your co-workers and would be with him if he was a creep or because they wanted sexual favors. A man wants sexual favors, he will find out. They didn't have to come to Epstein for that.
Terry,
And the
you're
next
funny.
question Todd Blanche, the president's former criminal defense lawyer, asked is
Oh,
not who in the
no.
cabinet, who are you referring to? His question is, so when's the last time you think you were with Mr. Epstein when he got a massage? So let me ask you, who are those cabinet members that Ghislaine Maxwell was referring to that were part of this cast of characters associated with Mr. Epstein? Who are they?
The Deputy Attorney General took the aggressive step that no one else did and interviewed Miss Maxwell for
I'm
2
asking you,
days,
who are
and we
the
released
who are
the
the cabinet
entirety
members?
of
Who
that
Who are the cabinet
transcript.
members?
I do not have that transcript in front of me. You're picking it piecemeal. The American
And
public can read
Let
the
me ask
entirety
you
of that.
one last question, because you clearly won't
He's
tell us
asking
the cabinet
questions, but
members
he's not letting him
associated
answer.
with Mr. Epstein. Let me ask you one last question. And that is, right after she gives this testimony in front of an FBI agent, among others.
And why he's so worried?
She's transferred
Who is he
to a minimum
protecting?
security prison, not suitable for a sex
Is
offender
he
like
protecting
herself.
Bill Clinton?
Who made that decision? And
Who is
why?
he
The Bureau of
protecting?
Prisons.
The Bureau of Decisions made it in
Prisons.
the Bureau of Prisons decided on their own, without any consultation with Blanche or anyone else, that they were going to suddenly, after this interview, completely unrelated to this interview, completely unrelated to anything she said, move her to a prison not suitable for a sex offender. You want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No, I
No,
think the
he's
American
stupid.
people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements
Oh,
of
you're not in
inmates.
the weeds?
What I am
The
doing is
most-
protecting
the
this
most-
country,
the
providing
most
Adam, don't let him
historic
answer.
reform, and
The most
combating the
significant witness,
weaponization of intelligence
Epstein
by the
files
likes of you.
cover-up,
And we have
yet you
countlessly proven you to
from
be a
your
liar in
administration,
Russiagate, in
and you
January
call that
6th.
being
You are
in
the
the
biggest
weeds?
fraud to ever sit in the
This
United States
stinks to
Senate.
high
You are a
heaven.
disgrace to this
This stinks to high
institution
heaven.
and an utter
And
coward.
I'm not
Woo!
surprised.
I'm not
And I'm
surprised
not
that you continue to lie
that the-
from
the-
your
the-
perch and put on a show
two of
so
you
you can go
have you
raise money
held,
for your
and for good
charade.
reason.
You are a political buffoon at best.
Woo!
You can take
Woo!
an internet troll.
Take it to the
you can
bank
take
that
an
the
internet-
FBI is
Woo!
protecting
You can
this
make an
country
internet
Take it to
and
the
the state
bank.
The
citizens
FBI
of the
director
California.
will
We
always
are bringing
be nothing more
historic
than an
reform.
internet
Point of
troll.
order. But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
You said
take
I'm the most
control of the
transparent
situation.
FBI
This is
director
what
in
he called-
history.
Take control of the
33,000 pages of information
Oh.
to you.
Woo!
I challenge you to say anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go now.
Be quiet.
Go run to the cameras, you coward. Oh Lord, this is like a dream come true, right? Adam Schiffner getting put in his place, being called a coward, being called a liar. Like, the guy is so corrupt, it's not even funny. And the fact that we got this moment today, it's priceless. Oh, so priceless. But wait, there's more. Oh no, Rick, not more craziness. Yes, more craziness. Let's go ahead and go right to it. Oh shit, here we go. Let's go right to it.
How often do you speak to Stephen Miller?
Frequently on our Homeland Security task forces.
You frequently talk with Stephen Miller about subjects other than Homeland Security task force issues, correct?
I frequently talk to Mr. Miller about Homeland Security task forces.
Has Stephen Miller ever given you his opinions on how to run your agency?
Mr. Miller's interagency operations are invaluable to the FBI. That's what we talk about.
So you frequently discuss your job and your responsibilities with Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi, I imagine, as well.
Absolutely. She's the Attorney General.
Understood. Okay. Donald Trump promised to make us all safer. You have pushed out senior FBI agents with decades of knowledge and experience. In fact, this is the first time in FBI history that neither the director nor the deputy director have any experience with the FBI. You've shifted the agency's priorities primarily to pursuing Donald Trump's immigration enforcement agenda. According to ICE data, the Cato Institute, which is a conservative think tank, found that 20% of all agents have been diverted from their work to assist ICE immigration enforcement. 20%. Part of this operation is the work of mass law enforcement who jump out of cars, snatch people off streets at churches, schools, and their jobs and hospitals. Have there been any FBI agents who investigate crimes against children that have been assigned to immigration enforcement, yes or no?
The premise of what you say is entirely false.
Have there been any FBI agents who investigate foreign domestic terrorism?
You don't get to say America is not safer under this leadership.
I am not saying
America is safer because of the work of the FBI.
You're making a presumption of premise.
4,700 children.
Sir,
we have seized 6,000 weapons and 23,000 violent felons have been arrested.
That FBI agents who investigate human trafficking have been reassigned to immigration enforcement. You are not denying that FBI agents who are on the task force that fight against Russian oligarchs have not been reassigned. Public Correction Squad reassigned. People who defend us, defend children reassigned. You're not denying that. I've seen you time and time again attack my colleagues' premises of questions as a way to not answer the question. So let me end with this. I believe you have made our country weaker and less safe. I believe that we are more vulnerable to a major event, and I pray to God it doesn't happen. You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise. You fired or pushed out seasoned FBI officials, many with more than 20 years of experience, and were working on cases that were critical. You've been purging thousands of serious law enforcement officials who spent their careers keeping us safe, only to lower hiring standards in order to find anyone to replace them. And shockingly, you admitted in this hearing to Senator Coons that it would take 14 years to fill the vacancies at your agency. Many are the result of your purge. 20% of FBI agents are doing low-level immigration enforcement instead of their mission-critical work. You've disbanded entire task forces that stop election interference, foreign influence, public corruption. And who benefits from this? Well, corrupt people benefit from it. Criminals benefit from it. Vladimir Putin benefits from it. And it really makes me wonder who you're looking out for. It makes me think we can't trust you as a nation. You swear to release the Epstein files, but now you're withholding the Epstein files. You claim that you have a suspect in a serious assassination. Whoops, then you don't have a suspect. You know nothing about plans to remove FBI agents, yet you're directly involved in those plans. In the words of an ex-FBI official, you are overseeing, and I quote, generational destruction of the nation's premier law enforcement agency. Mr. Patel, in just 8 months, you have assaulted the institutional integrity of the FBI. But I know FBI field agents. I've worked with them in Newark. No matter how truly bad you are, you can't undermine the legacy of agents who fight every day to keep us safe, but you can tarnish the integrity of the agency and undermine the agency's capacity. I believe you're failing as a leader, and that your failure does have serious implications for the safety and security of Americans and our families. We're more vulnerable to domestic and foreign attack because of your failures of leadership. I don't think you're fit to hand the bureau. But here's the thing, Mr. Patel. I think
Why
you're
he
not
had
gonna
to
be
act
around
like
long.
all tough.
I think this might be your last oversight hearing.
This guy's a
Because
fucking
as much
idiot.
as you supplicate yourself to the will of Donald
You think
Trump
he's going to
and
run for
not the
president?
Constitution of the United States of America, Donald Trump has shown us in his first term and in this term, he is not loyal to people like you. He will
He's so
cut you
stupid.
loose. This may be the last time I have a hearing with you because I
Cash
don't
ain't
think
going
you're
nowhere.
long for your job. But I'm going to tell you this. I pray for you. I pray for you.
Pray. You don't
that
even
you
know how
can
to
step
pray.
up and defend your oath, defend
what-
the Constitution, and,
who
do
does
a
he
much
pray
better
to?
job of defending this country. Thank you,
'Cause
Mr. Chairman.
I want to know who he prays to.
Want to say anything?
Yes,
at
sir.
this point?
That rant of false information does not bring this country together. If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My
If you-
God.
If
you're
you
gonna
want
lecture
to talk
me
about,
dividing this country.
it is
I
my
follow
time.
you
Oh,
on
he's
your
still
social media
talking?
posts that
Why is he
tear
talking?
this country apart.
to
There
address
should be a
your
It's not his time.
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can try
embarrassment
all
to the
you
division
want
in this
to
country.
not take
It is my
responsibility
time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
a victim
time
of
is
mock
over.
over committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know
people
how
time is
from
up.
New
far we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what my
you
time
tell-
is. You can't lecture me.
You can tell
Sir,
me
You
my
can
time
you all
is
you
over.
want.
you may be in charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going
but
anywhere.
I am not
Mr.
afraid of you. sir.
Mr. Chairman,
Not afraid of you.
Shut up.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth talking
That's
over
right.
each other doesn't work. And I said, if that happened, I asked Patel not to respond, and I was going to give him some time after the senator's time was up to respond.
Exactly.
And that's, he has the privilege to do that
And he does it. And
uninterrupted.
Booker
Mr.
does it.
Chairman, one point of
Go
order.
ahead, Mr.
I've
Patel.
watched him talk over us, and you've
Shut
never
up.
once criticized him for us not even being able to
If-
get our questions out.
Well,
He has been rude and
and-
disrespectful to senator after
and-
senator.
and when the senators were not giving him a chance to answer, I didn't stop the senator either.
That's right.
Go ahead,
Woo!
Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If the FBI, under my 7-month leadership, were failing this administration in this country, why do we have 23,000 violent felons arrested this year alone? A 200, a double increase from that time last year. Why is it that we have seized 6,000 weapons? Why have we found 1,500 child predators and arrest them? Why have we have 300 human traffickers in jail? Why have we found and identified 4,700 children? Why have we seized 1,600 kilograms of fentanyl in enough to kill a third of the American public, a 25% increase alone from last year, 88,000 kilograms of cocaine seized, 7,000 kilograms of meth seized, and that's just on our criminal operations in summer heat. How is it possible that we're taking 8 kilograms off the streets of the cities in New Jersey and preventing the deaths of 607,000 people this year alone, a failure of the FBI and my leadership?
Wow.
How is it that we have counterintelligence arrests already this year exceeding
to
the numbers
smoke.
from the entirety of last year? 33% increase in PRC, 83% in Russia, 60% in the CI space as it relates to Iran, and we haven't even talked about CT, the southern border, the northern border.
Wow. That's what you call a slam dunk on Corey's fucking face. You piece of crap. He tried to be all tough guy. He was like, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Let him answer the fucking, like, you're gonna stop and breathe for a second, and like, if you're asking a question, don't you supposed to pause and wait for a response and then follow up? No, they don't do that. What they do is they ask their questions, and then as they're answering, they talk over him, and they don't let him answer. How is that transparent? How can you be transparent if you can't even get a word out if they keep talking over you? Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. These Democrats, they love pushing their agenda and their bullshit, and they cry wolf all the time. Adam Shipner right now is sleeping next to a camera and a microphone, and he's like, he called me bad things in front of everybody. He needs to be fired. No, you need to go to jail, Adam. You're wasting everybody's fucking time. Everybody's like tired of listening to Adam Schiff. And the fact that he's still in Washington, he's still a politician, it fucking blows my mind. I don't know how the hell these politicians are still governing. They should be thrown out of Washington and put into jails. Put them in a federal jail. Put them in Alcatraz. I like the ring of that. Alcatraz. Yeah, these people are very out of hand, out of touch, and this country is not going to move forward if the Democrats if they're a part of it. It's not going to move forward. We're definitely going to move backwards with them. With that said, let's go on to the next story here.
We know that the season to get ready for the midterm elections is really already on. I don't even know when they end.
That red wave is going to destroy
Pennsylvania
the
Senator
Democrats.
John Fetterman has a warning for his fellow Democrats in the midterms.
My party is acting in a way they have forgotten. They have forgotten one of the reasons why we lost in 2024. Some of the most extreme things were weaponized against that. And now some people think now we have to double down on those things, or we must become more progressive or more extreme. That's absolutely not true. We are living in the backlash of a lot of the things and the mistake that we have made as a party.
Wow. I mean, that guy just knows how to say it. Just say it. I don't think they listen to him on the left, though. A recent Washington Examiner column with this: anger, lack of leadership, and unpopularity plague the Democrat Party. Power panel now: Mehek Cook, attorney and RNC surrogate; Megan Hayes, former Biden director of message planning. Great to see you both. Mehek, I'm going to start with you. You hear Senator Fetterman there, and he's giving an honest assessment of his own party. I say I doubt they listen.
Harris, you nailed it. Look, I think America has hit a tipping point today. Live free or die. Choose America or radicalism. And the light in the Democrat Party today is John Fetterman. He is specifically telling the radical left and Democrats today, if you continue to double down on failing policies that led you to 2024, then you're going to continue to lose the majority in 2026. And that's exactly where Democrats are today. And when it mattered most, that tipping point that I just talked about, Democrat Kathy Hochul endorses Mamdani. She specifically endorses a man that wants to defund the police, abolish ICE.
Idiot.
They continue to sow recklessness and chaos. And I have a question for Democrats today. What does Kathy Hochul and Mamdani say to Chandra, who was beheaded by a machete? Do you now support these reckless policies and sanctuary cities in Dallas, Texas, and across America when President Trump is delivering a gold standard, a place where you can bring back civility and common sense through the DC blueprint in every single one of these blue cities?
Look, I will add to some of what you're saying. You've got Zora Mamdani here and the person they call the Midwest Mamdani in Minneapolis, Omar Fatah, who's running, who's a communist. I mean, there's no way around these things, right? So, Megan, what do you do with these people in your party when some of those who are seen as the establishment, like a Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, say, yeah, I'm with you?
Well, I think it's different for what happens in New York City, and what's going to win there is not what's going to win in the other battleground states for presidential, which John Fetterman was speaking towards. He wants the Democrats to get back to talking about affordability and the cost of healthcare and the cost of groceries, which President Trump is performing extremely low on. The polling has him at 30% approval rating on those issues. So Democrats, if we could stay united and really talk about the messaging that matters to all Americans, which is the economy and how they feel at the end of every month and when they're paying their bills, I think that Democrats can reunite and reinvigorate themselves and take back the House in 2026 and have a good chance going into 28.
But do you want a guy like Mamdani on your team? I mean, look, he wants to, it's communism. I think socialism is too soft a word. It's going to feel really oppressive when you start to governmentalize, if you will, the grocery stores. I mean, they can't get right just how to live normally in a city run by Democrats. And now you want to take up the ante and turn it communist?
I'd rather drown in
those the
fucking
people
water
you want in your
than
party?
continue to watch New York.
So unfortunately, I'm a moderate Democrat, as you know, we've talked about all the time, and that's not who I would vote for as mayor if I lived in New York City. But we live in a democracy and we live in free elections. So they are people, if that's who they want, they can vote for him. What bothers me about Kathy Hochul endorsing is she didn't do it out of principle, but now it just seems disingenuous to do it now. Whether or not she agrees with him or not, it seems very politically motivated to endorse him at this late stage in the game. Because it's what do you do? Like, why didn't you do it earlier? So that's my question, sort of why she endorsed it. Seems very political and disingenuous. But I do think Democrats, if you stick to an affordability message, will resonate in those states that Senator Fetterman was speaking about.
Well, you speak the truth on that. the politics being played. New York Governor Kathy Hochul posted this as she finally endorsed Mamdani. New York City deserves a mayor who will stand up to Donald Trump and make life more affordable for New Yorkers. President Trump then posted this in response. Governor Kathy Hochul of New York has endorsed the little communist Zoran Mamdani running for mayor of New York. This is a rather shocking development and a very bad one for New York City. How can such a thing happen? Washington will be watching this situation very closely. No reason to be sending good money after bad. And New York Republicans echo the president's sentiment.
The reality is Kathy Hochul owns Zoran Mamdani's position to defund the police, to abolish our law enforcement, to abolish prisons, to abolish private health care insurance, to decriminalize sex workers. It is outrageous. She is so petrified of her far left that she is bending the knee to this communist. She owns him lock, stock, and barrel.
Well, the support for Mamdani comes after a Democrat senator went after New York colleagues for not endorsing him.
Many Democratic members of the Senate and House representing New York have stayed on the sidelines. That kind of spineless politics is what people are sick of. They need to get behind him and get behind him now.
Mahek, excuse me.
Look, Karis, I think it's the say no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. And today, the American people are saying, we want you to call out evil. And what Democrats are doing are continuing to double down. The fact that they cannot see that a socialist can take over New York, I understand it's an election, but this is a tipping point for Americans today. If New York can go socialist and radical, then so can America, because that is our financial center. Everything that Kathy Hochul says. I don't believe in moderate Democrats today. I'm sorry, Harris, because if you're a moderate Democrat, then you should be joining the Republican Party, because we're not for defunding the police. We stand with ICE. We stand with law and order. And by the way, we're not going to be able to afford anything if we can't make it to the grocery store. So every single person that wants to be a moderate today, there's no moderate Democrats. It's all about the Republican Party versus the radical left.
All right. I want to give you a chance because I felt like that was a call out. You said you're a moderate Democrat. Megan.
I just disagree. I don't think that people should not have health care, and I think that the wealthy people should be paying their fair share. I don't believe in socialism. I don't believe in defunding the police. So I do think that there is a middle ground here, and I think that's part of the problem we're having in our country right now is most of the people are in the middle, and we're being held hostage on both sides by the extremes. And I think if we learned how to work together, we could actually do some really great things like some Congress is doing.
Those are some tough words. Democrats being held hostage in the center. You just have to vote. And not for Mamdani, but we'll see what they do in New York. Great to see you both. Thank you. Outnumbered after the break.
That's crazy.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host Harris Ball.
For the Zoran Mamdani, like I live next to New York. Shit, Terry and Kayla live in Connecticut too. They're in the northern part, in the Northwest, but shit, they're close to New York, and they have to deal with those stupid fuckers when they come over to their side. But I don't know how New York, like how they think, and how could they possibly want to elect like this guy because of what? Because he's good at TikTok, he's good at trying to convince people and not follow through with his promises. Like, how is that system? Is like, how is that? Like, how America? I'm just baffled, right? Because I'm thinking, what happened to United States? What happened to the word united? You know, are we kicking United out of the states? You know, because we're not acting united, and we're supposed to be United States. It's not a United State. It's the United States, all 50 states, 50 stars. You know, it's like, how can we let this happen to have outsiders come in and dictate and then try to run the show? And then, of course, New York, right? Because that's a major tourist hub. How safe that's going to be in New York when he cuts off police forces, he cuts off services. The stores are going to leave. You're not going to have any stores in New York. And my concern is that they're gonna all want to come to Connecticut, and then now we have all their bullshit over here. Like they're gonna try to get away from fucking New York, and they're gonna come right to Connecticut. You know, it's like they're gonna have like a mass exodus. Nobody who wants to go to New York. Like if Zohan wins, I'm not going to New York. I won't go. Fuck it. You know, I don't got nothing. New York City. There's nothing that calls me there. There's nothing that tells me, Rick, come back. We miss you, Rick. Like you know, you miss us. Come back. Come spend your money over here. No, nothing. Nothing in New York makes me want to go back to the city. Nothing. I mean, upstate New York, that's a different story. I love Niagara Falls. I love Niagara Falls. The sad part is, I got to go through fucking New York to get to it, right? I love Niagara Falls so much that I have my passport and I cross over that fucking border and I look at it like facing right at Niagara Falls and having beautiful pictures. And next time I go, I'm going to go to the Canadian side, probably stay the night over there and have like do some B-roll, run some B-roll and some stills so I could put it in the background here. And we're going to have like nice little Niagara Falls pictures from up above. I'm going to get the hotel that's facing right at Niagara Falls, and I'm going to take videos and pictures, and I'm going to do a live show from there. I've done it before. Don't tempt me again. I've done it before, and it's on YouTube documented. Just go look for the waterfalls. Go searching for waterfalls. And I've been to Niagara Falls a lot, but I have a nice fireworks show from the Canadian side and from the American side that I had taken video of. I recently went like 2 months ago to Niagara Falls. Stayed over at family's home, and I had a nice, comfortable bed. I slept good. I slept really good because it was more of a firmer bed, and my body it starts with the aches and pains, but then it starts liking the firmness, and then yeah. But I had a great time when I was out there, and I saw the fireflies. I took the firefly video there this year. It's such a beautiful video too. You got to go and watch it. It's in my shorts. Watch my shorts. I need to get more people to subscribe. I need to find a devious plan because now I'm at 514 and I was at 516. So I lost 2. I wonder what made them leave. Yeah. They're the ones that lose out. I don't lose. I keep producing. I'm gonna keep doing this for as long as I can. You know, I got good, I guess I would say good people that are, you know, that are helping out and coming through, like Tyson. Tyson's a big help. And Terry, I met you through Tyson and Kayla, and also Rob. I met you guys from Tyson, and I'm glad to bring you on over here, you know. And now you get to see Tyson live every Thursday, interacting with me, and we've been holding down really good conversations. Oh man. It's like me and him get together. I'm telling you, that's my tag team partner. That's my tag team partner. We're gonna go for the fucking world championship. We're just gonna take Charlie's energy and we're gonna just hype ourselves up, and we're gonna be the super mega powers. We're gonna be the super mega powers. I'll let fucking Tyson be Hulk Hogan. I'll be Macho Man Randy Savage, and let me tell you, I'll drop a mean ass elbow drop for sure. Yes. And then Tyson, he could do the leg drop. I got a bad back and neck. I ain't doing that. But we make a good team, and every Thursdays at 7:30, come ask questions, ask Tyson questions, because he's here and he's nowhere else but here on YouTube on my channel, He doesn't even go live on his channel. Like, I was surprised he went live the other day on his channel, and I forgot what it was. I think it was the Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. And I kept telling him that he's dead. I was telling him that he's dead because at that moment we didn't know he was dead. And I'm like, no, he's dead. I knew he was dead. I just knew the energy. You gotta understand that. Let me explain to you what happened to me. Okay, I felt inside my body. I felt something like I was dying inside. I've never felt like this before. I'm very empathic. Okay, I have felt stuff like this, but I haven't felt like this since like 9/11. Like when the plane hit the towers, I felt like this weird energy inside of me. And when Charlie passed away, and I knew he passed away because I felt it. Like I started ending my show. Right? I leave a message. I finish up my show, and then I come in and I start breaking news. I'm like, well, this show's not over. I'm like, this show's not over. Forget about that. That was a false ending. Like, I talking about Charlie Kirk, and I was like, I don't think he's alive. He's not alive. He's dead. He's dead. And then I was channeling him because I was like, the energy was hitting me so hard inside. I was like, I feel hot inside. I feel so like angry. I feel so like Charlie's thinking, damn, it's all been taken away. The future was taken away from us. And now we have to resort to Adam Schiff and Cory Booker arguing with Kash Patel. Like, they are so angry. Why the Democrats are always angry? Like, never fucking happy. They're always wanting to fight. They always want to like throw down. They always come with aggression. No wonder their fucking parties are killing people. No wonder their trans people are going insane. Thank Obama for that shit. Obama let that fucking shit happen. Gave them too many. You give them too much, they take and take and take. And you let this little LBTQ, elemental P, QRXYZ to the, I don't know, power where we at now. I'm gonna have to do like hand signs and maybe throw a little Gavin Newsom. Like I don't know, he does this and he does like he does his little signs when he's talking. He's like, there, look, I did it all for you, for that group. I even threw Gavin Newsom in it. You gave them too much power. They carried it over, and giving them a whole month of June of Pride should be taken away. That immediately should be taken away. Give it to the military. Make it a military month, celebrating the military, the armed force. Let's make it an armed force month. How about the military month, where we celebrate our armed forces, our brave armed forces that are serving every day out and in the fields. We sleep, we wake up, sleep, and wake up, and we have soldiers all around the world protecting us from foreign domestic terrorists. Like, thank God for the military. And I believe they should take over June. And they should be a military holiday. Like, the whole month is a military holiday. And that month, service members get discounts in all places that they go, anywhere they eat, give them discounts because they deserve it. Lately, the trans community has been fucking crazy. It's been really weird. And the fairies and the furries and all the creepy crawlies, whatever they want to be, pronouns, every day they wake up and they pick a new pronoun. Like, it's to the point that no, enough is enough. That Jack in the Box, we're closing all that shit back in and we're closing the top on it. We're not dealing with it no more. No more of that crazy shit. We're taking the month back of June. We're gonna give it back to we're gonna give it to the fucking military who really fucking deserves it. You know, like we need to be like with pride. And right now it's just we're only pride is like their gay pride. Like what the fuck? What's going on, man? It's like how did that group get so much power and so much money and have all these like wannabes get influence very radical on the left. They develop these feelings and then they do the real stupidest things. You know, and I blame Maxine Waters, I blame AOC, I blame Cory Booker, I blame Adam Schiff, I blame Nancy Pelosi. I could go on and on and on. You know, Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, I'm looking at you, hood rat. Crazy hood rat. They're all a mess. They're a mess. And now what are we gonna do? We're in power now. Are we gonna continue to let them run this crazy show? Or are we gonna step up and put them in their place and tell them shut the fuck up, stand in line, and if you can't, get the fuck out? You know, because all of you are majority of guys are crooked as fuck. Like kickbacks. Oh my god, they get so much kickbacks, and so like with the market and the stock market and all this bullshit with Pelosi, and she's the world's best fucking stock trader of all time. No one is compared to Nancy Pelosi. No one. Look, I went like this. Even the camera is like nobody. And you with the macho man go like this and say nobody. Like, and how the fuck Nancy Pelosi with the salary that she makes? How the hell she's a multi-millionaire? Like she has so much money she can wipe her ass with it. Like, and then she's still in government, and she's still in I don't get it. Talking about term limits, that one I don't know what's keeping her going. That one I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see what else do we have. I'm looking for. Oh, let's take a look at this one. Let's keep it going. You got to keep the show going. I got 3 videos of paranormal for tonight, and that's gonna be like an hour long for all 3. So I'm trying to get through this segment. I do have a. Give me another sec. I gotta check something. Freaking. That fight was crazy today. We watched it live here. We do got some Tyson to the Cruz to watch. So we're going to do a back-to-back on Tyson because we support Tyson here. No matter what. No matter what. He's a special guest to the show, and he does it. He doesn't really need to have to do it. You know, he's a real good friend, and I'm glad to have him as a friend. And you need good people in your life. You always need good people in your life, and people that you could talk to and fall back. And now that I have him on my show and I could have a back and forth conversation with him, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to Thursdays. Every Thursdays, 7:30. I always have that show, and I'm always unprepared. I am on time. The show is always lit. I don't know what we're going to talk about this week. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about Cory Booker. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about Adam Schiff. We're going to talk about a little Cash Patel. Like, you tell us what you want to hear from us. You know, I like to interact with the chat too. You know, you guys are more a part of the show than you guys think. You know, you guys are the show too, and let's go ahead and watch this.
See, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You call Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic. You people have gone out
You're
of your
absolutely
way.
right.
You have gone out of your way.
Let me make the
to do
case.
everything
Let
possible
me
to
make the
cultivate
case.
this.
Let me make the case.
Oh, yeah,
Will you
just
allow
made
me to
your
speak,
case.
brother? Come
You
on,
just
man.
made your
Come on.
case.
No. You haven't made the case. If you think I've made the case, then you're not interested in dialogue.
You just said this brother over here said this.
You're very, very
You called
different
him
than brother Charlie, man.
neo-fascist. That's
You're
what you
very
called him,
different than Charlie, though, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I can
it's
make
red
a
wings
case
to
for
the
that,
people
too.
like you that got that man killed, sir.
No. There
Yes,
are
yes.
such a thing as neo-fascists.
Mm-hmm.
But Pierce, why you have a brother on who's not gonna allow nobody to speak, man? You're wasting time. If all you're interested in is making your money, and you bring this brother on it, and nobody can say a word, and we can't even mourn brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with brother Charlie. This brother's gonna say, "Oh, this kumbaya and so forth." No. Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids, because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility. And look at him laughing now. It's a joke, man. Pierce, it's not worth it. The
Is
dialogue
Charlie
is not
Kirk
worth it.
part
Not
of the
with this brother.
neo-fascist
Not
movement?
with this brother.
Is he part of your
Listen,
neo-fascist
not with
movement?
this brother.
Yeah.
When
Run
Charlie
away,
himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act, does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow? When he calls Martin Luther King Jr. an awful human being and a scumbag, I'm critical of that. I am critical of that. You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called leftists you're talking about. But Pierce, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
It's all about
this is
making.
not worth it.
Cornell,
This brother
it's all
right
about
here
making
is
money.
part of the problem. This other
Why is he standing up?
This other brother who has a deep connection to
Why he
Charlie,
keeps standing up?
he's willing to at least listen, but this brother's not willing to
Cornell,
listen.
can you sit down?
I'm gone, man.
I'd like you to remain part of the debate.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He's smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self. Come on, man. We don't have enough dialogue at all.
Surely you're not going to walk out in a debate about dialogue.
Go on and make your money, man.
Right. Well, it's kind of farcical to quit a debate where we're literally debating about the importance of free speech and being able to listen to each other's opinions, which seems to me completely insane.
That's wild. That's wild. You got to check it out, Pierce Morgan. That got heated really quick, and the fact that do they deserve it? Yes. Let the Democrats suffer. Let them suffer. Let's keep it moving here.
A New York judge dismissed terrorism charges against the man accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO. The judge ruled that New York law does not consider something terrorism simply because it was motivated by ideology. Suspect Luigi Mangione is still charged with second-degree murder in the death of Brian Thompson. He faces a life sentence if convicted. He also still faces federal charges and other state charges in Pennsylvania.
He looks like a little bitch.
Not guilty on all charges.
He looks so weird. Like, he looked so fucking weird. Like, he's like, let's go back. Give me once. Damn it. Let me turn this down, and I gotta put it on pause. Like, look at these stills. Why does he look like that? Looks crazy as fuck. Look at this. Who he's looking at? Looking like that. Who he's trying to press? He looks like Eddie Monster. Like, I digress. Like, and look at this one. What the hell is this? What is this? It just makes me fucking sick. And then they trying to get away with it, right? Give him only second-degree murder. He killed the guy in cold blood. Like, he shot him right behind him and just killed him. And you're just gonna it's okay. Like, no, we won't give him first degree. We'll give him second degree. Make accountability great again, please. That's all I ask. All I ask is to make accountability great. That's all. All right, let's go to the White House and see what Trump has to say, because so stress. It's stressful.
As we take this live look out of the White House in Washington, D.C. We are learning today that President Trump has filed a $15 billion defamation lawsuit against the New York Times and 4 of its journalists, according to court documents. The lawsuit filed in a U.S. District Court in Florida names several articles and 1 book written by 2 of the publication's journalists and published in the lead up to the 2024 election, saying they are, quote, part of a decades-long pattern by the New York Times of intentional and malicious defamation against President Trump. I want to bring us to also a post that the president issued via Truth Social, saying this, quote, today I have the great honor of bringing a $15 billion defamation and libel lawsuit against the New York Times, one of the worst and most degenerate newspapers in the history of our country, becoming a virtual mouthpiece for the radical left Democrat Party. I view it as the single largest illegal campaign contribution ever. Their endorsement of Kamala Harris was actually put dead center on the front page of the New York Times, something heretofore unheard of. The Times has engaged in a decades-long method of lying about your favorite president, and then in parentheses, me, my family, business, the America First movement, MAGA, and our nation as a whole. And then it goes on to say, a quote, I am proud to hold this once respected rag responsible as we are doing with the fake news networks, such as our successful litigation against George Slobodopoulous, what he calls him,
billion,
ABC,
15 billion,
Disney, and 60 Minutes /CBS /Paramount, who knew that they were falsely smearing me through a highly sophisticated system of document and visual alteration, which was in effect a malicious form of defamation, and thus settled for records amounts. They practice this long-term intent and pattern of abuse, which is both unacceptable and illegal. The New York Times has been allowed to freely lie, smear, and defame me for far too long, and that stops now. The suit is being brought in the great state of Florida. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Back out live to the image that we have at the White House as we are following this entire story as breaking news today. Now, President Trump, as he did just mention, has gone after other media outlets, including filing a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and media mogul Rupert Murdoch in July after the newspaper published a story reporting on his ties to wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein. Any new developments that we get of this story, we'll bring them to you here at Live Now from Fox. But for now, the latest is that President Trump has filed a $15 billion defamation lawsuit against the New York Times and 4 of its journalists on Monday.
What? Make them pay, make them pay, make them pay $15 billion. It's insane. But make them pay for all that bullshit that they ran against fucking Trump. Make them, like, it's going to make it rain. It's going to rain like fucking thunderstorm with all that money. That money's going to be like, he's going to be like, was it Scrooge McDuck? The one he's like, remember DuckTales? I used to like DuckTales. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me go ahead and put this next one. It's set it up. La 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 la. Which one we're gonna go with first? Oh, I did report on this. I'm happy that he reported on it too. You know what? That's the one we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with this one. Okay, let me just set it up. Now presenting Tyson De La Cruz. Okay. I think that was good. I think that was really good. And that's not even Tyson right there. Oh, no. Here we go.
7 men between the ages of 19 and 37 face multiple felonies, including murder, burglary, and retail theft.
America, I need to address something that's kind of been eating me up about this Chicago tragedy. We got a man dead, Mark Arcadia, 40 years old, father of 2, killed because some thugs decided to rob a Louis Vuitton store. His wife was literally in the hospital giving birth to their second child when he was murdered by criminals fleeing from stealing just stuff. But here's what's really sick. The same people who usually make excuses for this kind of crime have gone completely silent. Where's the community outrage? Where's the protests? Where's the hashtags demanding justice for an innocent father?
Seven people are facing first-degree murder charges after a smash-and-grab burglary on the Mag Mile ends in a deadly crash. Police say a pickup truck slammed into a Louis Vuitton store on North Michigan Avenue just before 5 on Thursday morning.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for
I reported on
this. This case perfectly illustrates the real cost of just property excuse and selective outrage that's destroying our communities. Let me break down what happened on Chicago's Magnificent Mile. 7 criminals used a pickup truck, rammed it into a Louis Vuitton store just before 5 a.m. on Thursday morning. They grabbed nearly $700,000 in merchandise and took off in multiple stolen vehicles.
Authorities say the men used 6 vehicles they had stolen over the last month to commit the crime. Cell phone video from witnesses and other video surveillance show a group clad in black using a pickup truck to ram a window open before stealing items from inside.
But this wasn't just a property crime. While fleeing from police in one of their getaway cars, a black Kia driven by Dion Wingard was traveling approximately 77 miles an hour down Michigan Avenue when it slammed into Mark's Honda CRV on Michigan and Ohio. Mark was on his way to work at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he's been employed for decades. He was 40 years old, excited about having a son, and his girlfriend was literally in the hospital giving birth to their second child while these thugs killed him.
His mother, Alejandra Arceta, opened her heart in her home to speak to us about her baby boy, known to the family as Carloy.
I said, maybe he is a sacrificial lamb. My son is very happy when he got a family, 40 years old already. And I said, it's very unfair.
For years, we've been told it's just stuff when these smash and grab robberies happen. It's just property. It's insured. Nobody gets hurt. Well, congratulations. Now somebody is dead. A newborn baby will never see his father because his dad got killed by criminals fleeing from stealing just stuff. You can't make excuses for this one. You can't say, well, it's just merchandise. You can't downplay this as a victimless crime. A man is dead. A family is destroyed. A baby was born a day after his father was murdered by thugs.
He's healthy, no sickness. And then he will just die like that very fast. It's very hurting. Imagine, only 2 days. I miss him very much already. He got a family.
This is what I've been trying to tell people. When you enable criminal behavior, you make excuses for it. When you refuse to hold people accountable, it escalates and escalates. These weren't just shoplifters who got a little carried away. These were violent criminals who didn't care about anybody else's life. When people do criminal activity, they get reckless. They're not in their right mind. They don't care about red lights. They don't care about speed limits. They don't care about innocent people in their way. They'll take your life without a second thought because they've already decided that what they want matters more than the law. Here's what gets me fired up about this situation. These are the same people who love to talk about karma. When something happens to someone they don't like politically, they celebrate violence against their opponents and call it justice. But when innocent people get killed as a result of criminal behavior they consistently defend, suddenly they don't want to talk about karma anymore. So let me ask you this. Did Mark deserve karma? Did this man who worked for Northwestern Memorial Hospital for decades, who was on his way to work to help people, deserve to die because some criminals just wanted designer bags? Or was he just an innocent person caught in the crossfires of chaos you people enable?
The father-to-be was killed and his wife gave birth to a son shortly after the crash. Chicago police say they did find a loaded gun and ammunition in the getaway car. Defense attorneys say the men all have strong ties to the community.
And where's the community outrage? Where's all the people who love to jump on social media to have conversations about everything else when it comes to holding these actual criminals criminals accountable, everybody goes whisper freaking quiet. No hashtags, no protests, no demands for justice. But let something happen that fits their political narrative and they'll be out there with microphones. The selective outrage is absolutely disgusting. This man's life matters. His family's pain matters, but apparently not enough to break their silence. Let me paint you a picture of the real victims here. Mark Arcadia worked at Northwestern Memorial Hospital for decades. He was 40 years old, excited about having a son. His girlfriend was literally in the hospital giving birth to their second child when he was killed.
Carloy will be remembered by his family as a son, brother, and father to 2 children, one just 17 months, the other born one day after his father was killed. A memorial lies on Michigan Avenue amongst those who walk by, created by his co-workers hours after his death at this very spot.
His mother was talking about how he always wanted a boy and he could play basketball with him. Now that little boy would grow up without ever knowing his father because some criminals decide they wanted Louis Vuitton bags more than they care about human life. 7 men between the age of 19 and 37 are now facing first-degree murder charges. One of them, Alton Jackson, is a 10-time felon who committed this crime while his co-defendant, Anthony Hemphill, was on probation. These aren't first-time offenders. These are career criminals who've been enabled by a system that refuses to hold them accountable.
The hearing appeared to be too much for one of the suspect's pregnant girlfriends. She was rushed to an area hospital after suffering a medical emergency.
This isn't an isolated incident. This is part of a pattern of violence that's been escalating in Chicago and other Democrat-run cities. They've created an environment where criminals feel encouraged, where they know there won't be any serious consequences for their actions. And when you combine that with the "it's just property" mentality, you get exactly what happened here. Criminals who are so reckless, so unconcerned about human life that they'll kill innocent people while committing minor crimes.
The judge said all 7 took part in a concentrated, pre-planned endeavor and ordered them all to be held without bond. The next court hearing is scheduled for next Friday, September 19th.
Notice how the media coverage focuses on the tragedy but won't connect to the broader policies that enabled this. They won't talk about how soft on crime prosecutors and defund the police movements create the conditions where this happens. They'll show you the grieving family. They'll tell you about the baby who will never know his father, but they won't ask the hard questions about why Chicago has become a playground for violent criminals. America, I'm going to keep having this conversation even when everybody else is silent. Mark deserves justice. His family deserves accountability. The little boy deserves to grow up in a world where his father's killers face real consequences. But more than that, we need to stop making excuses for criminal behavior. We need to stop pretending that the minor crimes don't lead to major tragedies. We need to start holding people accountable before more innocent people die. This is what happens when good people stay silent and let evil prevail. This is what happens when you prioritize criminals' feelings over victims' lives. This is what happens when we treat crime as a social justice issue instead of a public safety crisis. Mark Arcadia went to work to help people and never came home. 7 thugs decided that designer handbags were worth more than human life. A baby boy will never grow up with his father because we've created a society that enables this kind of evil. We got to do better. We have to do better because the next Mark could be any of us. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Tyson. That was awesome. Good upload. As usual. And we got a back-to-back on Tyson. So we're going to go back-to-back on Tyson. So without further ado, let me drink some water. Because I was smoking at the same time. I'm like, got a lot of smoke inside my lungs. I'm ready for the paranormal videos. This is the last one of the news and stuff. Tyson's the last video. And then we're going to go straight to the paranormal. I got 3 videos like back to back to back. So further ado, let's go ahead and bring it in and let's watch Tyson de Cruz.
South Lake Tahoe police telling us they're executing several search and arrest warrants.
America, we just witnessed one of the most comprehensive anti-cartel operations in recent history. Operation Daisy Cutter took down a massive criminal network in the Lake Tahoe area. I'm talking about 21 search warrants executed simultaneously, 15 arrests ranging from cartel-connected gang leaders to outlaw motorcycle club members. But here's what's going to make your blood boil. These scumbags were actively recruiting middle school and high school kids to sell drugs for them, and some were exploiting teenagers they recruited just to get access to underage girls. This wasn't just drug dealing. This was organized crime with tentacles reaching into human trafficking and child exploitation.
More than a dozen suspects are in jail tonight after a massive drug bust across 2 states. Search warrants were served across the Tahoe region today, resulting in the arrest of at least 15 suspects.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This operation shows what happens when law enforcement agencies actually work together to do their job instead of letting the cartels operate with impunity. Let me break down the massive scope of this operation. This wasn't some small-time drug bust. Operation Daisy Cutter involved multiple federal agencies working with local sheriff's departments across California and Nevada. We're talking about the FBI, ATF, DEA, Homeland Security, all coordinating with El Dorado County, Alpine County, Douglas County, and Wausau County.
Operation Summer Heat has been years in the making here in El Dorado County. And, nearly 100 personnel from South Lake Tahoe Police to the FBI to the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office.
When they moved hard. 21 search and arrest warrants served simultaneously across 7 locations in South Lake Tahoe and 6 other areas. This level of coordination shows you're dealing with a sophisticated criminal network that required massive law enforcement response. 15 people arrested, ranging from, get this, the age of 20 to 61 years old. But here's the key. Several warrants are still active, meaning more arrests are coming in the next few weeks.
Just yesterday, law enforcement, including the FBI, El Dorado County Sheriff's Office, South Lake Tahoe Police, and others, executed 21 arrests warrants across El Dorado and Alpine counties in California and several counties in Nevada as part of Operation Summer Heat.
The people arrested weren't just random drug dealers. We're talking about documented Nordentino gang leaders and associates who were trafficking cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl as part of a cartel-supplied operation in the Tahoe region.
Multi-agency investigation targeted cartel-supplied gangs operating in the Tahoe region.
A little over a year ago, had 4 people die from fentanyl poisoning up in South Lake Tahoe at a Super Bowl party.
But it gets worse. Among those arrested were members of an outlaw motorcycle gang like the Devil's Disciplines and Pissed Off Bastards of Bloomington. This shows how these criminal networks interconnect. We've got Mexican cartels supplying drugs to the streets, gangs who work with motorcycle clubs to distribute them throughout American communities. The investigation also uncovered people who had been previously deported in March 2025 and came back, get this, illegally. Military deserters who lied about their service records and gang members directly connected to fatal drug overdoses.
Among those charged, Nordentino gang leaders accused of trafficking cocaine, meth, and fentanyl while allegedly recruiting local middle and high school students and exploiting male recruits to gain access to underage girls.
This wasn't just about drugs. This was organized crime with tentacles reaching into illegal immigration, military fraud, human trafficking, and child exploitation. Now here's what should make every parent in America furious. These gang members were actively recruiting middle school and high school kids to sell drugs for them. Think about that. They were targeting kids as young as 12, 13 years old to become drug dealers. But it gets even more sickening. According to prosecutors, some of these gang members were exploiting the teenage boys they recruited just to get access to underage girls. They were using these kids as drug dealers and as a pipeline for sexual exploitation for other kids.
Once you're sucked in, it's hard to get out of that environment. So we want to be able to take this head on. We want to be able to make the parents and the schools and our communities aware of this particular threat and this concern.
FBI Special Agent Patel said it perfectly. Once you're in, it's hard to get out of the environment. These predators specifically target vulnerable kids because they know once they're involved, it's almost impossible for these kids to escape. The charges from this case tell the entire story. Possession of cocaine to sell, possession of fentanyl to sell, possession of ketamine to sell, illegal firearm sales, and probation violations. These weren't users. These were distributors bringing cartel-supplied drugs into American communities and using our children as their workforce. force. This operation was directly connected to a fentanyl poisoning incident that killed people at the Super Bowl party in South Lake Tahoe just over a year ago. Think about that. Families gathering to watch football and 4 people died because of poison these criminals were flooding into communities.
District Attorney Vern Pearson will prosecute the individuals arrested, with several still located out of state.
Total at this point of 17 in custody. Some here in California, some in the state of Nevada, which will be extradited back.
District Attorney Vern Pearson isn't messing around with this prosecution. He said the El Dorado County stands as one of California's safest counties due to our unwavering commitment to prioritize accountability for criminal misconduct. That's exactly what real leadership sounds like. The fact that this required federal agencies to get involved shows we're dealing with international cartel operations on American soil. The FBI, ATF, DEA, and Homeland Security had to coordinate because these aren't local criminals. These are organizations that cross state lines and international borders.
You have the leaders there, you have the individuals that are pursuing some of these activities, whether it be the violent crimes, the gun trafficking, whether it be drugs.
The operation took multiple years of investigation and coordination between federal, state, and local agencies. They didn't stumble onto this. This was a built case, gathered evidence, and struck when they could take down the entire network. Compare this to what you see in places like San Francisco, Portland, and Chicago, where they're letting drug dealers operate openly. This happens when you have prosecutors who actually prosecute and law enforcement that's allowed to do their jobs.
If you traffic firearms, if you traffic hardcore drugs, stay out of El Dorado County.
Now, 4 additional arrest warrants are still outstanding as part of this operation.
The message from DA Pearson to other cartel and gang members is crystal clear. If you traffic firearms, if you traffic drugs, stay out of El Dorado County. This is exactly why we need strong border security and federal law enforcement. Local cops can't fight international cartels by themselves. When you have leadership that backs law enforcement, instead of handcuffing them, you get results like Operation Daisy Cutter. Operation Daisy Cutter shows what's possible when law enforcement agencies work together and prosecutors actually want to prosecute. 15 criminals off the street, a cartel-connected network dismantled, and kids that won't be recruited in gang life. But it also shows the scope of the problem that we're facing. Mexican cartels aren't just operating at the border. They're in Lake Tahoe. They're recruiting American children. They're exploiting our kids, and they're flooding our communities with deadly drugs. The fact that these criminals were targeting middle school kids for recruitment and exploiting teenage boys to access underage girls shows the level of evil that we're dealing with. This isn't just about drugs. This is about predators using criminal organizations to destroy lives of American children. Meanwhile, in Democrat-run cities, they're worried about criminal civil rights while kids are being recruited into gangs and families are being destroyed by fentanyl. The contrast couldn't be clearer. This is why elections matter. This is why supporting law enforcement matters. This is why border security matters. When you have leadership that prioritizes Americans over criminals, you get results like Operation Daisy Cutter. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Like, that's crazy that he putting these kids to do the dirty deeds. That's really crazy. That's despicable. But, you know, it's lesser. You know, the kids don't really get in trouble, you know, and they're using them, of course. They're using the kids. And I think that I hope Trump watches a lot, you know, because I believe he paid attention to the national news here, like the news in the United States, and he gets updated on all the stuff that happens. I'm pretty sure he gets informed because I think he cares, you know, and he knows, like, other presidents didn't really care about us. And what I mean by that is, like, they didn't care about the state. Like I never seen like a president like Trump intervene a lot with locals and with all of these states, and he's doing a really good job. You know, it's just everyone's gonna critique him because of they don't like him and all this crazy talk for no reason, the negative energy. It's like, I think that energy's already worked its way out. I think it's like it's already being played out. And what happened today with Kash Patel just proves that the Democrats has not learned their lesson, and they don't know how to respect. They don't know how to ask questions and let Kash Patel speak without being interrupted with another question that Kash is just trying to answer the first question, but you're already trying to cut him off. Like, they show their colors. They keep exposing themselves. You know what I mean? And they looking stupid. They're looking so stupid on camera. And I saw pictures already of the stills of Cory Booker and Adam Schiff. So despicable. That party is not the Democratic Party. Like from Kennedy days, no way, no fucking way. That I think that party died. Like, it started to die when Kennedy died. That was the beginning of the end of the Democratic Party, is when Kennedy died. And then the party, little by little, it gathered strength along the way, but in reality, they were just not making the proper decisions and bring history all the way back to now. It's like, what I saw today was really disturbing, how aggressive the Democrats are and how rude they are. Because they're trying to say that Kash Patel was rude. Kash Patel was very patient, and he was trying to answer the question that they asked him, and then he's trying to answer it, and then they're running next to the next question, and he's trying to finish his answer, and then you have Booker saying, "Oh, he's disrespectful because he was talking all over as she was asking her question, and this and this and that." I go, well, how about letting him fucking answer the question from the first question before she started babbling the second question? Like, it's just a weird day, so weird. But I know they're all gonna be exposed. That energy is showing right here. The third eye mask I have right here. Ever since I have this mask, a lot of them have been exposing themselves. So the more I watch you guys, the more you guys expose yourselves to me. Yeah, that's the truth. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We're gonna have fun now because we're getting into the paranormal activity. So let's go ahead and sit back, relax. Got your coffee ready? I know Kayla got her coffee. I'm good. I got my bottle of water here. I'm halfway done with my smoke, and I'm gonna go lights out on this one. So I'm gonna cut off for a second, and then I'm gonna come back with lights out. But I'm gonna go ahead and start the paranormal videos that I have. I got 3 of them lined up. They average about 20 minutes each, so it's about an hour. So you've been warned. Let's try to finish by 10:30. I would like to go to sleep early tonight. All right, let's go.
You ready?
It feels more ominous knowing that's a kid. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
It feels different.
Definitely feels
Explain
different.
it, it feels different.
Entering this house definitely felt different because the fact we knew we were there to make communication with the spirit of a child.
Hello, Sarah. If you're here with us right now, your dad has told us a lot about you. Your dad misses you a lot. If there's anything that you would like to tell him while we're here, we'll be happy to give him the message.
I can't even imagine what it would be like losing my daughter and then feeling like she's present with me a year after.
This is Sarah's room right here. Your dad told us how much you like dolls, dollhouse.
It's a good example. You know, when you go in different rooms, you feel different stuff.
Yeah.
It's like heavier in certain rooms.
Yeah. It feels like the air is different, you know? And we're going to try to talk to you. We're just going to check out the rest of the house because your dad told us he hears things upstairs at night. Maybe you like hanging out in the attic. We're going to take a walk around. If you want to come with us, you could follow us. This was your bathroom?
It's a nice tub.
Your dad said he didn't want to throw anything away.
Oh, look at
You
cookies.
see, you got your rubber duckies here.
Oh, it's a child that died.
Can I borrow one of your rubber duckies? Can I take this with me?
Aw.
I'll give it back. We'll hold on to this. See if
It's a kid
she wants
spirit.
to say hello, you know? A lot of creaky floors in here. This was a guest room, I think he said. Yeah. Something sounded like it popped. A little click upstairs. Sarah, was that you? Was that you? Are you trying to talk to me about this rubber ducky here? He said this is the master bedroom. Was this mommy and daddy's room before they split up?
The house felt sad. You could feel the sadness in the air.
Mm-hmm. You can tell there's a lot of
I
crying.
think he misses your mom a little bit. Do you miss your mom?
That's sad.
It is sad when two parents lose their kid.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can't work it out. This is like depression, like, you know, the
like,
fighting and the depression.
Yeah.
Like, this is where it all was happening. This is where they slept every night after that.
I want to say it's one of those things where it's like, even if like I didn't know that,
Yeah. It still feels sad.
It's like I feel it when I walk in. It doesn't matter if we're thinking about it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just feels different to walk in.
It does. I definitely heard something upstairs when we were in the guest room. So it's a weird house layout too, you know? Like, this isn't like your average home.
Where we came from is upstairs, but it's not upstairs. This is upstairs.
They got sensor lights too. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
When you walk by here.
The first time we walked in here, when it's starting to get dark.
Yeah. All right, so this was Dad's room up here, Sarah. Do you like hanging out with your dad? That motion light just went on down there. Probably saw me walking by it, but I don't know. Maybe those things were extra sensitive. That one on the wall went on, and then this one went on. I mean, I don't know if it could pick me up from over here where I'm at. Maybe that was you, Sarah. Maybe it wasn't. But this is where Dad was sleeping at after you left. And he believes that you're still here. Bathtub in the attic. I mean, well, I guess if he was living up here, that makes sense. But
So it's like you want to get away so much.
that he had his own bathroom. So, Sarah, if you like hanging out up here with Daddy, this is the EMF detector in my hand. And what it will do is it'll let Steve and I know that you're here close to us. This is the
house is big.
Rubber ducky that you used to like to play with. Can you come near that? If you even get close to this ducky, this thing will start beeping and go off for you. And it's just a toy. This is just another toy. You don't have to be afraid of this. This is just a toy. It's not going to hurt you. You could touch it. It'll beep if you come near it. It'll light up.
Put it down for a second.
Yeah.
Take the light off of it.
Yeah.
Just, better.
Yeah.
We're not
Sure.
gonna bother. Sarah, if you want to come play with it, we're not going to walk away.
Yeah.
If you want to play with it, we'll still know. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna shine the lights
We'll
on
leave it here with the duck. You can come play with that. We'll go check out the rest of the place. We'll be back.
As we were setting up our equipment to run our next test, I had left my camera on from our walkthrough, and what happened was absolutely terrifying.
Or we got that new EMF detector we can try to set up too.
That thing is wicked.
This new tripod is awesome.
That really is. Dude, that thing looks like a movie, dude. Like,
all right, so you want to do the EMF detector? Or no, I'm sorry, not the EMF, the spirit box.
yeah, spirit box. You
Do
do
the spirit box in her room.
And we,
right?
I mean, yeah, we can do spirit box a bunch of places.
Yeah.
Whichever one happens, if one comes better results, we keep that one. It's like,
It definitely feels weird upstairs. Like
there's definitely certain rooms that feel heavy.
Right.
You
Like
know
her
what I mean?
room feels heavy.
And I hate saying that because like so many people say like, oh,
Yeah.
in here. Certain rooms do.
And like the mom, like their shared room, the
Yeah.
mom's room after they split rooms,
Yeah.
feels weird. It
That
feels
one
weird.
was the heaviest to me.
Yeah, me too.
You
Like
know?
it felt like that was that. If anything, that would be the room that there was like a. Someone was just looking in that window. Like 100%. I just made eye contact with someone looking in that window right there, and they moved. They were looking in right there.
Like
it was a guy.
like a person.
Like it was
Like,
a
what are you
man.
talking
No,
about?
it was a man.
A man.
A man was looking through the window right there, and that wasn't the owner of this house. Someone was looking at us through that window right there. Are the doors locked?
Did you hear something? Wait. Look out the window.
I made eye contact with a guy sitting right there. Had a beard. What was he doing? He was just looking at me. He was just sitting there staring at us. He was just looking at me. He was sitting there right by the window looking at me. And when I made eye contact with him, he moved.
Feeling eyes on you and then actually seeing someone staring at you is just a terrifying feeling.
I know myself.
Everything that could be like, oh, maybe my eyes are playing tricks.
No. Like there was legit a guy when we were sitting here setting up our shit right here. I looked up, no boy. There was a guy right here, sitting right here, looking in. Can you see what's out there? There's a little table. There's a chair, isn't there? There's a bench. Someone was sitting on that bench. Someone was sitting there watching us through the window.
No, that's honestly, I don't know what that's more weird to me than if he tried doing it. He could have been sitting there for out damn long.
Yeah.
And you happen to look at him, and that's all you saw.
Like, is he homeless?
That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, who is he?
Yeah.
My nerves are like through the
That's what I'm
roof
saying.
right now.
I don't know if I should be like, we should be defensive right now, or we
Yeah.
should be like,
we come out here to shoot one thing. Like, that's not paranormal anymore. You know what I mean?
it's like that would be the one time in the woods. There wasn't even a paranormal investigation pretty much by the end of it.
So something a little bit unexpected just happened. We were setting up our equipment. I don't even know if I'm going to include that in this video because we're not here for that, but there was a guy sitting outside right there. And it was the creepiest thing in the world. I mean, I looked up and he was staring at me. He was just sitting right there. His eyes made eye contact with my eyes. And then he moved. He just went away from the window. And by the time I told Steve, it feels weird now, you know?
It's different.
Like, yeah, it is different now. Because, like, we're here for one thing, but now I feel like I don't know who that was.
After speaking with the owner of the house, he said he did not have any friends or relatives nearby, nobody that would be checking up.
You could feel someone looking at you,
yeah,
but I didn't notice it, until I made eye contact, and I was like, there is someone looking at me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're in a weird place right now, so I didn't know if that was what I was feeling. We'll just try to get back on track now. Yeah, we'll get back on track. So now I'm thinking it's probably a good time for us to at least set up the static cams. You know, get cameras on every room. We'll get like 2 down here, 2 up there.
It's camera.
Yeah.
If
he sees a camera, yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like,
Let's do that, and then we'll run the spirit box. We'll put our cameras around the house.
Shit, I would have put one facing outside.
Sarah, if you're here and you'd like to communicate with us, now's your chance to talk. Do you like spending time in your mom's room? Is there anything you'd like to tell your dad? Hey Sarah, what about the temperature gauge? You want to play with that? We know a lot of other friendly spirits that like messing with the temperature. You could come close to it, and it'll adjust the temperature if you come close to us. This isn't going to hurt you. This is just a toy. It's like a little radio. You don't have to be afraid. All right. We got nothing.
That's all right.
I mean, sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't.
Sometimes it hits hot right in the beginning.
Yeah.
This is my time. Maybe she's waiting to, something else to happen.
For the first few hours, it really felt like we were getting little to no communication running our tests until we went to sleep that night.
It comes at night. Where you're vulnerable.
So I just woke up and I heard a boom. Sounded like he was upstairs. It was definitely a loud bang upstairs. There it is again.
It's like doom, doom, doom.
And that definitely sounded like footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy. What?
Oh shit, the door opened.
Yo.
That door opened.
What the fuck is going on right now?
I feel that energy.
This is so fucked up, man. What the fuck? Hold.
Running.
Bro. Are you hearing this? I think there's someone in the fucking attic, bro. Like, no, boy. I think so. Look, we're gonna have to call the cops if someone's up there. It's for real. This is the door to the attic. Here, I'm gonna put my ear on the door. What the fuck, man? Hold on, let me see. I don't hear anything right now. Bro, I'm gonna play this back for you. I heard a bang. It almost sounded like a crash at first, right? I woke up, and then I heard like 3 footsteps, like upstairs. Yeah. The door in my room
Opened.
on its own.
I know for a fact that that door opening up in Sarah's room was not a coincidence. It happened right after I heard the footsteps upstairs. Steve was asleep in his room the whole time, and there was nobody in that closet.
That right there, paranormal. That's strange. The closet in my room open. Yeah. Nobody's in there. Nothing's in there. I came straight to you, but
honestly, I don't know if we get like a spirit or something. Seriously, yeah. I think it's a person. We hear one right now. Let's open the door. I think it's a person. I hear something else right now, right?
Yeah.
So why not do something else? It's just, we just gotta be aware that it might not be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whatever we do here, it's like,
Yeah.
which time that could be a person.
All right, let's see.
What's coming up?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Hello.
Ain't nobody there.
Yeah.
It's not a person. Honestly,
There's nobody here.
no way. There's no one.
Hello. What's up?
You heard?
What?
You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that?
What was it?
Something over there? Yeah. It sounded like nothing's out, right?
Yeah.
It was like that. So it wasn't my creaking. It was like I can't make damn noise. But like.
Hello, Sarah. Sarah, is that you? You got some pretty heavy footsteps. If that was you, Sarah.
Dude, I'm telling you, this thing made noise. I can't make it right now.
After realizing that there was nobody in the attic, we stayed awake from that point on, and we decided to run a spirit box test again upstairs in the attic.
Sarah, can you please say something through the spirit box? You hear that? Sound like a girl, kind of.
It was definitely a girl. I couldn't make it out. Couldn't make it out either now.
Sarah, was that you?
Sarah, we heard you were very good in English class. Can you say something or repeat back a sentence you learned?
I just heard the girl say, "I'm cold" or something.
I did too.
You heard "I'm cold"?
I heard a word and then old, like cold.
Yeah,
Very well could be cold.
Yeah.
Sarah, we only have about an hour left. Is there anything, any kind of message you want to give to your family, your friends, anybody? What was that? You heard that? Yeah, what was that? What'd you hear? I didn't hear a word. I heard someone say something though.
I don't know. I got.
Oh yeah, we'll play it back.
Sarah, can you please repeat that? What is the message you'd like to give your family? Can you say it clearly? Okay, I love you.
That was a legit one.
That was
clear as day.
Yeah.
Who do you love? You heard that now, right?
Yeah.
When I heard a voice come through that sounded like it said dad or daddy, it was kind of heartbreaking.
I think so too.
I heard "I love you."
I heard
and
dad.
I heard "dad." I've got goosebumps. Now.
I was just. So
I got goosebumps.
I swear, my left.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look
Put it on my arm. Look, I got my hair standing up.
After the shit that went down before,
Yeah.
it's almost like, even though it's still wild,
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm actually hearing some words here that even if wherever they are,
I'm not
it's
angry.
making me feel like, okay, someone's here that's not
Yeah.
whatever that was before.
Yeah.
We didn't get any kind of EMF detections. The spirit box, it was a little bit staticky, hard to hear. However, Sarah's father did say that it sounded like Sarah's voice when we played back the spirit box capture for him. He was very emotional after hearing the spirit box, and he was also very thankful and grateful that we went in there and tried to capture as much evidence as we can. Steve and I were not priests or Wiccans or house cleansers. We're simply there to see if we can get any kind of communication and gather any kind of evidence that we can to provide for the owner of the house. But what the owner decides to do with that evidence after we've done our job there is completely up to them. Whether or not he decides to have his house cleansed or not, it's not in our hands. But we did provide all the evidence that we found, and he was very grateful, and he does believe that that is indeed the spirit of his late daughter, Sarah.
That's wow. It's like he heard his voice, like her voice, and he was like, "That's my daughter." Like he knew that was his daughter. Like when he heard the video, he heard her voice. He was like, "That's her." I mean, he could cleanse the place, but does he want to keep his daughter's spirit around? I mean, that's a battle, It's like you could tell the spirits, like, put them in their place. It's like, yeah, you could chill, you could stay, but you gotta fucking behave. You gotta have to treat, don't do crazy shit. Don't be acting up. Don't be running in the middle of the night trying to wake my ass up and opening doors and shit. I got a list of stuff that you're not allowed to do in my presence. Okay? So let's go ahead and get ready for the next episode. And this is My Seed TV that we're watching. So let's go ahead and go to the next.
Boot Hill Cemetery has a certain section which is separated from the rest of the section, and this section is actually called Murderer's Row.
Oh, this one does have a name. What is it?
1870.
Holy.
And it's just by George Hurst.
You look and it's just a strip of graves. You know that they're just known killers, and it's crazy because the rest of the cemetery is nice and well kept.
This is crazy. John Bass, 1875, shot by officers 5 times.
They're just buried there with a pile of rocks, dirt, and like a wooden cross with a nail in it. Like, this is what you get.
This one doesn't even have a name. This is unmarked. You're in an unmarked grave. How do you feel about that? Any thoughts? I'm trying my hardest not to like step on the grave, you know, even though they were murderers and it just doesn't feel right. Everyone that was a criminal pretty much was buried separate from the rest of the bodies in the cemetery. Feared by some, respected by few, shot in back, how many? 9 times?
Wow.
From ambush. Oh, shot in back 5 times from an ambush. Wow.
Wow.
Murderers Row just piles of dirt with a shitty fence, and the other side of that fence is just desert for miles and miles.
The craziest thing about these are that all of these graves are over 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like all of them.
I mean, well over. Those are like $150.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
150 years.
It's insane.
You don't hear that? That's somebody talking, right? Yeah. From the houses, you think?
I have no idea.
Is that coming from out in the fucking graveyard?
I don't know. I don't hear it.
I'm seeing all sorts of shit moving. I think the wind just blew.
Yeah.
Like the flags moved.
Yep,
that thing started
exactly.
spinning. Wow, look at this one. Children. 4 children. You want to know what kind of creeps me out the most about this place? This right here. Fresh dirt.
Yeah.
Like there's no grass. You could probably dig this down 3 feet and hit a coffin. You hearing that? You hear that? This is some weird stuff right here. There's like metal cage all around this. You know what it looks like? It looks like a giant crib. You know?
$1,900.
What do you think about John Bass? That's a good
shot.
Shot in the back 5 times. I mean, I want to set it up on like where, like it's the worst person that's probably buried here.
Maybe?
Yeah. There was a name. I don't remember what the name was. Was it Hirsch? Was it back that way?
No, actually.
Okay. So we were actually looking for a grave to set up the spirit box on and try to make communication. However, when we had our guys behind the scenes take a look at the footage, they caught something that we didn't at the time.
Yeah, this looks like something.
John Bass, we'll give him a shot. Shot in the back 5 times by officers.
We thought that was a particularly violent way to die, so that's kind of why we went down that road.
John, why are you here on this side of the fence? I turn the temperature on too. Sometimes that goes off. Bullets. Did you hear that? John, are you a killer?
When you look.
Look at what? Look at what? All I heard was look. I don't like when the spirit box tells me to look. Yeah, you know? Look at what, John? Hey, John, let's play a game. My name's Casey, and this is Tanner. Can you say one of our names if you're there with us? Hey, John, let's play a game. Are you sorry? John, are you sorry for what you've done? Oh, shit. We just had a temperature drop. Whoa. Did you see it? Like only a split second. Yeah. -1. Look. Is that you, John? That is you, John. I noticed. Oh, yeah. Can you make it go down maybe 2 if that's you? Can you make it go down?
It made it go down 2
if that's you? Is that you, John? Like he's moving it again. -2. John, do you want to hurt us?
Now he's saying -2.
You were talking a ton a minute ago. There he is. John, don't stop talking. I know you're moving the temperature because you're closer. Talk to us. That was bad. Did you hear that?
That was weird.
Can you move the temperature again, John? He's gonna do it.
Messing with it. Well, shit, they go down. It would be 3.
I need you to be clear, John. We're not
Yeah,
moving
that's
until you make
fine.
clear communication. I got an idea. Want to try to let them communicate through a Ouija board? Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh, he likes that idea. I think he does like that. Either he does or he doesn't, but either way, it definitely got a reaction. Maybe he's more of a yes-no man. Whoever is out here willing to communicate, even if it's not John Best, come through right now. Come on. Bring it. I want to hear you. All right, we're going to get the Ouija board. I'm going to leave this running. If you want to move that to 4. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Oh, there it is. Look. There it is.
Well, 4.
Just yelled. All right, we're bringing the Ouija board up. That looks pretty clear. Yeah, that's a clear answer to me. Let's do it.
It just bleeped to a -5 for a sec there.
5.
Oh, it dropped like 2 in that jump? Yeah, see how it's more solid, -4?
Yeah.
And then it bleeped to -5 for just a second.
Well, I say we leave the spirit box running.
Okay.
Even while we do the Ouija board, we'll just leave it right next to it.
All right.
If they want to say something or
Well,
move
leave a
something,
camera
we'll have
there.
it all.
Oh shit. Oh damn, it's all red. Oh wow.
What the?
What?
What? Dude, you know how like when it's about to die, it'll slow down, but then it went crazy. John, is that you? I feel like that's not.
Wow. I've never seen a spirit box do that.
Should we just try to talk to him?
That's unique.
You think because I just switched it?
Like Casey said, we always put fresh batteries in all of our equipment just to make sure everything's legit for every investigation. And this box was doing things I have never seen before. And it worked perfectly before that. And it works perfectly now. It's just during that time when we were investigating, trying to communicate with John, it was just doing things I had never seen before.
But that just kind of makes me a little nervous.
That's wild.
It dies as we put the Ouija board down, and it's like, yeah, I'm done with you. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he's done with this box and he just wants to.
Maybe he's ready to
talk to us by other means.
Yeah, maybe he's just ready for the board.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, so we're both gonna be in it.
Yeah, might as well at this point.
All right. Yeah. Oh boy. Sorry, John. Let's do it. I'm stepping over the rock circle. I'm here. We're here. Okay.
We had to actually step on the sides of John's grave. We're not trying to be disrespectful to the dead or anything of that nature. That it is a little bit creepy, kind of a trip when you're using the board to have somebody's body beneath you.
That scared you?
Yes. No.
Every time I've ever done this in the past, we make a pact. You're promising me that if it moves, it's not you.
Yes, sir.
100%.
Okay.
And I'm promising you that if it moves, it is not me.
You think I want it to move?
I don't.
Am I blinding you? You good?
No, we're good. All right, John. We're giving you permission to communicate with us right now. Now would be your time. So you can move it to yes if you'd like to communicate. You can move it to no. You can spell out anything you want. If you want to give us numbers, wherever you like, we're here. You feeling that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I'm barely touching this thing.
I'm trying. Yeah, I don't want to break contact.
No.
Like you said.
Keep your fingers on it, yeah. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. That's not me, bro. Hands down. Just trying to hold it
Is that
steady.
loud?
I think so.
Okay.
It's just moving, you know? Like I didn't know if it was me, like by accident, but no. It's moving. Where are we going?
This is how you wanted to talk to us, huh?
Yeah. Where are we going? L? No?
Let's see. L.
L. It's still going though. Okay, it's going to M. It's an L.
For sure.
And it stopped. That's weird, bro. Okay, I don't want to break contact either. But is there more? Yeah. You're pulling it. You're pulling it, aren't you? Are you pulling it?
Are you fucking with me?
No, are you?
No.
I'm not pulling it, bro. I'm barely touching it right now. And it's.
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble because I'm barely touching it.
Yeah,
and it's like
well,
hovering.
Yeah, you're supposed to barely touch it. You're not supposed to put any weight on it. It's fucking going, bro. Where are we going? It's still going. It's going to C. No? B? B? What do you want, John? See. Please don't spell my name.
Oh, it's a Casey thing, huh?
I don't fucking know. I don't want him to spell my name.
Well, I mean, my name is Bride.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, it's not going to a
Okay.
B. It's not going towards a B. This is fucked up, bro. It's still going. Yeah, it's still going. It's weird too, bro, because like it moves and stops and moves and stops, but it's like when it really stops, it stops. You know what I mean? Like you could feel it.
Well, I think it's stopping, and then it like jogs over just a hair more. Now, K, is that
K.
anything?
No, I don't know what that is. MCK? It's not making a lot of sense now. If it goes to C now, I'm fucked. McBride, it got you, got me. Stopped on E. MCKE. What else?
MCKE.
Keep going, John. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Can you please make it move again? It's so fucking freaky that it just moved around, bro. I mean, I've felt it move before.
I have zero experience with one of these, and it's like,
dude, I've felt it move before, and it's just disgustingly weird every time it happens. You know,
it's like your fingers are just hovering. It's like
you're not putting any weight on it. You know, you're not putting any muscle movement. It's just like it goes. Looks like it's not moving anymore.
How long do you give it?
We could give it a minute.
Okay.
Hey, John, MCKE doesn't really make sense. Can you give us something else? Can you make the EMF detector go off if you're still here? Want to ask it anything? Ask him anything?
John, can you show us you're here? Can you make the detector beep? Think she's done with us?
That's what it feels like.
Oh, you heard that?
You heard something?
Just like a little,
Like a
in the metal thing.
Sound like a twitch, or like a stick broke or something, right?
It's like the metal, the wood thing.
Oh fuck!
Oh, okay. I think
That's not good.
Yeah. He took his hand
All
off.
right, let's say goodbye. We need to move it down here.
Okay.
John, we're leaving you now. Goodbye. This is us saying goodbye. Both of our hands on the planchette.
Sorry.
We do not want you to follow us. We want you to stay here and rest in peace. We're out.
The spirit box was acting up, acting crazy. The temperature was moving. It was turning on and off.
There's definitely energy there. There's definitely activity there. Some pretty clear activity on the spirit box.
And then there was movement also on the Ouija board, which doesn't happen everywhere.
Some sort of message through the board, through the Ouija board. So I will say that there's definitely something going on at Boot Hill Cemetery.
We definitely caught some type of moving apparition on camera while we're there. So I'm going to say yes. I mean, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, but that was enough for me to be convinced.
Oh, I mean, it seems like it has some activity. You know, they're in a cemetery, so I'm sure you're going to get activity there. Ready for the last one? I'm ready for the last one. I know you guys are ready for the last one. So let's go ahead, without further ado, let's go ahead and watch the last paranormal video of the night. Let's get this set up here.
Almost every single local that we spoke to swears that that place is haunted. People say they hear metal clanking from in there, but nobody's there. They've heard screaming coming from within the building. We definitely had to check this place out. Yeah.
Hey.
What the f? This is a completely abandoned joint, bro. There's a bed in here. It's like a big f***ing queen size bed, too. Hello.
Dude, paranormal or not, it's a trip just by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull up. Do you want to pull up tonight? You got that detector?
Listen, if anybody's living in here, you need to show us. Don't startle us. That won't be good for you. All right? Not here for any trouble. But if you're in here, we just want to know.
I'm legitimately freaked out.
Yeah. Going down the first hallway of the hospital, once we made entry, just on edge.
Yeah, we're on the same page. 500%.
Like I could just fall over and die. Like I was just like, F this.
There's tons of cots in here, so I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some. Oh, dude, there's a walker in here and stuff. Look at this, bro. If there was ever a haunted place, it's definitely this. This place, you could tell it was old as shit. It looked like it hadn't been touched by anybody for years.
Here you go. Like, I don't even remember that fucking door.
What is that?
It's a shoehorn. Let's
Is that
just
a back
let's just
scratcher?
say it's a shoehorn.
Hello, hello. Hello.
It's your storage closet.
Okay.
What is that then? Oh, that's such a...
I don't know. Yeah. Said it before, I'm going to say it again. If there's anybody in here, just let us know. Don't startle us. What the fuck is this? Dude.
Check over here. Are you serious?
What is this?
No, so...
There was old bottles. There's a bottle of aspirin that was probably 60, 70 years old.
Look at this.
Bro, what is this?
That's the fucking aspirin. No, okay.
The door just closed?
Yeah.
What the bro?
Fucking aspirin. No, okay.
The door just closed?
Yeah.
What the bro?
Here, look over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is aspirin. Look at this shit, it's just like mouthwash.
Surgical supply center.
My goodness.
Milk of magnesia. Oh, dude. An IV just hanging out.
What's that?
What is K-opacetate?
I don't know.
What is this? Steroids?
No.
Look, it's like little.
No.
No?
Yeah, water.
What was that?
Protection.
Yo?
No.
No?
Yeah, water.
What was that?
Protection.
Yo?
That was legitimately my stomach.
But that was yours?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I thought someone got dragged upstairs.
Dextrose.
Yeah.
Okay, now what's this? Okay, yeah. It's just a bunch of copies of it.
Want to keep it moving?
Yes, I definitely do.
All right, let's go. Oh my God. Okay. Yo, no, come here real quick, right now. Was that there? It was not there. That was not there. I swear to God. Wait, no.
Just keep going. I honestly want to get.
No. Dude, I promise you. I fucking promise you. I know for a fact that Walker was in the room next to the bed. It was 150% in this room. Right here, dude. Did I? Right here. All bullshit aside. It was right there when we came in.
Okay. I gotta take your word for it.
When I first saw the walker in the hallway, I didn't think anything of it, even though Casey was saying he thought it moved because I didn't see its original location. But once we actually went through the footage.
Oh, dude, there's a walker in here and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the hallway when we came out. Explain that. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yo, no, come here real quick, right now. Was that there? It was not there. That was not there. I swear to God. Yeah. We were rolling the whole time. What the
I'll just fix it.
Okay. I was like, this is Dr. Kevorkian's room, bro. Oh, man. Yo, Tanner. What is this, bro? What's this thing? Mystery box.
Yeah.
Real life. You want to pull it off?
I was gonna say, is this me?
Yeah. Yeah, this is you, bro.
Okay.
All right, there's nothing. Cool. There's a bathtub over here, which is creepy as fuck. There's 2 cracked doors right here. I'll check door number 1. Nothing in door number 1. That bathtub freaks me the fuck out. Like just having a fucking bathtub in the middle of nowhere. Anybody hiding in the shower? Please say no. Please say no.
You want to make our way upstairs?
Yeah, let's go. Yo, how's that glow stick working right now? Are they working? Oh, they are working, but not enough. Not enough to like actually see with the cameras. Yeah, you can't see anything really in the rooms though. What the f? Is that a mid door? It is.
I don't really know.
I don't like small doors.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a utility chase. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going up? Oh, this is it, huh?
Oh, dude.
This is it. Yeah, me too. Definitely. If there's anybody up here. Oh, that felt weird. Okay, be careful with the floor there. Yeah. Oh, this is like ground level. Right here. Look. That's weird. Oh yeah, towards the back, towards the front. This one gets deep again. What's this?
Handwritten 1956.
Really?
Are you fucking kidding me? Look at right there.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday, July 19th, 1956.
Wow.
It's crazy that there's just medical records with patient information, vital signs dated in the 50s just left there, like they just up and left.
It's people's like medications and shit. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Look at patients' names. This is their vital signs.
Oh,
that's their room number,
bro. What's that?
That's their room number,
bro. What's that?
At this point, it's an old building.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just a bunch of patients, like fucking families and shit right there.
Oxygen tanks. What the f is this?
I don't really know what it is.
You know what that is? Don't even go close to that, bro. Come back from that. That's like a what do you call it? Like isolation chamber when someone's got something really nasty. Like they pump oxygen in there so you can't even catch what they got. I don't want to be no part of that, bro.
Yeah,
Let's go to the
Let's
next
get
one.
out of this room.
Yeah. Man. Look at look at the imprints on this.
Patient. Yeah, look at that pulleys, like you can suspend their limbs from there and stuff.
Yeah. We got the spirit box, right?
Yeah.
All right. Nothing with the EMF detector yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that beep earlier because I held it right next to my phone.
Dude, is that what I
Are
think?
you
it-
serious?
Oh,
it is.
Dude, that is legit.
I'm serious.
That is legit. Holy. Right where I was standing, there was smears of blood. There's a trail of blood in here, bro.
That's footprints.
Hey,
Is it really?
Two
it looks
footprints
footsteps.
right there. Look at their toes. I don't want to step on it. These are their toes.
It looks like hands to me, bro. Looks like someone's getting dragged too. Look, that's not like someone walking. That's someone getting dragged, bro. There was a trail going through the whole hallway upstairs, and it looked like someone had been dragged. That's someone getting dragged. And then there's shoe prints too. This is like a fucking scuffle and someone getting dragged. Yeah. And we're heading right towards where it was getting dragged. And there's dirt right there. What the dude?
I don't know, man.
What?
I don't know, man. Watch it.
Dude. Bro, I can't believe we're actually following life footprints right now.
It's like the blood is taking them somewhere.
Okay, it just looks like a piece of ceiling film.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody could be living up there. Or something.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Oh. That's heavy.
What is that?
That's blood.
No, what is that?
That device? I don't know. But that's heavy puddles. That's not like a footprint. What the f, dude? They didn't clean any of this. Like how? Dude, there's like half of the fucking body drained out underneath this thing.
The amount of blood on the floor is not a little, it's not splatter, it's like pools in different places. It's like an entire human's worth.
Okay. I have no idea. We're gonna research this shit. What's this tag say? Clinical interpretation. Interpretations of the respiration. It is. We just got grabbing on this table, dude. There's blood on the table too. Look everywhere. What does it say? Warning. Do not use baseline in machine for more than 100 single graphs. I'll tell you what, bro. I can't wait to do this. Yes. Watch your step. That shit continues. What is this? Is this just insulation? Yeah. And the blood continues. Are you f***ing kidding me?
Whoa.
Are you f***ing kidding me, dude? This place is a f***ing trip. This place is demonic, bro. This place is demonic, bro. Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I wanted to come in here and do a spirit box. I don't even know if I want to. Yeah, I kind of just want. I kind of want to bounce too. But look in here real quick.
My senses were already through the roof. I mean, I have never been to a crime scene before. This is probably the closest thing I've ever seen to a crime scene.
Thanks, sir. Chloride. Chloride. Take a good here. Give me some metal. Yeah. Bro, what is this room right here? Just like an operating table too. Look at the lights on the ceiling. Yeah, that's what it is. That's operating lights, right? Oh, here's more blood. Yeah. Dude, look at that. That blood's so old, it's like peeling off the ground. Look at that. Dude. I just don't understand. Yeah. Like, what is this? What kind of fucking people operate and just leave blood look, dude, look right there. Look at like dripping off the table, all over the ground right here. Just like dripping everywhere. Anything in here? This machine. I think those are. I don't know. What the f was that? What the f was that?
I heard a bang.
A spirit box is there. Yeah. A spirit box. Is there someone in there? Look at this. There's blood everywhere, bro. Fucking table. Yeah, it's like what do you call it? Yeah, restraints. But like, why are you holding it? I don't. Oh, what the f, bro?
It's pitch black in there. This place has been abandoned for years and years. And then I turn and I see a doll sitting on the counter with its head next to its body, just the torso. It's weird. It's fucking creepy and it's weird.
Come on now. What's the purpose of that? Why? Why is that here?
We had every intent of doing EMF sweeps and spirit box to try to pick up on the energy in there, and we didn't have time. We wanted to leave, wanted to get out.
Leaving that hospital, I had an uncomfortable knot in my stomach the rest of the night. I truly felt like we had just stumbled across a murder scene or something.
When we traveled there and booked in the hotel, the last thing I really expected was to find a spooky haunted hospital next door, but really the last thing I ever expected was to find one with that much unexplained stuff going on with the blood and the instruments and the way it was set up. It's just nothing could prepare us for what we saw that night.
Yeah, truth be told, we just wanted to get the fuck out of there, honestly. That's the honest answer. To all my viewers that are wondering, like, well, why didn't you guys try to communicate further? Because it was like a murder scene and we wanted to go home. That's why.
I'm a fan of everything paranormal. I was a fan of Casey's before this. I could see from a viewer's perspective, you'd be like, oh, that's staged. And I agree. Like, that's how I would view it watching it. I was so mind. Like it couldn't even process what we had seen and what we went through.
That's wild. So, hey, you know, paranormal world is it can be gruesome. It definitely can be gruesome. And that was the last one for the paranormal activities. Paranormal will do it again tomorrow. But I do want to finish the show off with Tyson. Why not, right? Let's finish the show off with Tyson de la Cruz. He is a guest of the show, so why not showcase him? Yeah, his latest upload. So we're gonna watch it before we leave for the night. So sit back and let's watch some Tyson de la Cruz.
Shame on Chicago. Shame on the system.
America, I need to walk you through this massive story coming out of Chicago because it perfectly shows how corrupt police departments end up costing taxpayers about a $90 million settlement. That's $90 million of your tax money to clean up the mess left by one corrupt cop and his crew. But here's the kicker. Chicago is facing a $1.5 billion budget deficit in 2026, yet they're setting aside $82 million annually just to pay for police misconduct settlements like it's a normal city expense. This is financial.
Following this story, a major development and one of the largest police misconduct scandals in Chicago's history.
The city's paying out $90 million to settle wrongful conviction cases. All of them are tied to former Chicago Police Sergeant Ronald Watts and his tactical team.
What is up, guys? Tyson de la Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. While politicians are patting themselves on the back for the settlement, taxpayers are going to get stuck with the bill for decades of corruption and incompetence. Let me break down who Ronald Watts was and why this case is going to cost taxpayers $90 million. Watts was a Chicago police sergeant who basically ran a criminal enterprise while wearing a badge. He was operating in the Ida B. Wells public housing project, planting drugs on innocent people, extorting money from residents, and sending people to prison for crimes that they didn't even commit.
Watching them team just came and ran up in the building. And the people that ran, I didn't run because I didn't have nothing on me.
Maurice Harris is happy to have his life back. It was taken for 3 years after he was wrongfully incarcerated.
When they came back downstairs, they say, "These y'all drugs." I'm like, "Come on, watch, y'all just search me. Y'all know I ain't had nothing on me." Well, he said, "Well, these yours and y'all going to jail today."
This wasn't some rogue cop acting alone. He had a whole tactical team working with him, literally destroying lives for profit. In 2013, Watts pled guilty to extortion and got a sentence of just 22 months in prison. 22 months. Meanwhile, his victims spent decades behind bars for crimes that they didn't even commit.
The numbers are absolutely staggering. 176 lawsuits, nearly 200 people combined.
Here's how massive this corruption was. 176 lawsuits, 180 victims who collectively spent nearly, get this, 200 years in prison for crimes that they didn't commit. Think about that. 200 years of stolen lives because one corrupt cop and his crew. Now here's where it gets really infuriating for taxpayers. Chicago has already spent $231 million just in 2025 to resolve police misconduct lawsuits. That's just this year. And now they're adding another $90 million for the Watts cases.
The CBS News Chicago investigators found today's proposed $90 million settlement comes after $11 million in prior settlements connected to Watts and at least another $25 million spent on private law firms to defend Watts and the city in these cases. Total bill for taxpayers, a staggering $126 million.
But wait, it gets worse. Between 2016 and 2024, the city spent $25 million just on private lawyers to defend Ronald Watts and his crew. So the total cost for these 185 cases is actually $126 million when you include legal fees. The city's corruption council is trying to spin this as a good deal, saying they're saving taxpayers money because continuing to fight these cases would have cost between between $350 million and $500 million over the next 5 years. And here's what makes this settlement even more outrageous. Chicago is facing a massive budget crisis. The city is projected to have a $146 million deficit in 2025 and a staggering $1.1 billion budget shortfall in 2026.
Richardson Lowry says $25 million has been spent on private attorneys to represent the city on Watts cases in federal court. And had the city continued to fight the civil rights cases, the projected cost up to $500 million.
But here's the kicker. Chicago is literally budgeting for police corruption like it's a normal city expense. They're setting aside $82 million annually just to pay for police misconduct settlements. Think about that. They're planning for the police to be so corrupt that they need a budget nearly $100 million every year just to pay for victims. Meanwhile, the city is facing cuts to essential services, federal funding reductions, rising personnel costs, but somehow they find the money to pay for police misconduct settlements. The most infuriating part of this whole story is watching Chicago politicians actually celebrate this settlement. City council members are calling it a staggering good outcome for taxpayers. One alderman said he was relieved it didn't cost more.
Mayor Johnson shared a statement saying, "It's a historic moment that reflects our commitment to accountability and healing." Police Superintendent Larry Snelling said the cases involved in this settlement do not represent the Chicago Police Department of today.
Are you kidding me? You're celebrating having to pay $90 million because your police department was so corrupt that innocent people spent 200 years in prison? That's not a relief. That's a complete failure of leadership and accountability. Mayor Brandon Johnson, Mayor Mohawk, is calling this a historic moment that reflects the commitment to accountability and healing. But where's the accountability for the system that allowed this to happen in the first place? Where's the accountability for supervisors who enabled Ronald Watts?
110 cases have been thrown out, all receiving certificates of innocence and some compensation from the state. Lawyers pushed for more men and women to be let out, but that didn't happen.
We have 83 other individuals in our petition whose cases were not resolved today.
This isn't just about Ronald Watts. One civil rights attorney estimates that Chicago has over $1 billion in wrongful conviction cases pending right now. We're talking about other corrupt cops like Reynold Guevara and the legacy of John Berg torture cases.
Attorneys for the exonerees issued a statement saying, in part, "We are happy the parties were able to work together to reach a resolution to this dark chapter in the city's history." The Finance Committee considers the settlement on Monday. It could go to full city council on September 25th.
From 2000 to 2023, Chicago has spent $750 million on wrongful conviction litigations. This is a pattern, not an isolated incident. Chicago Police Department has been a criminal enterprise masquerading as law enforcement for decades. The $90 million will be paid in 2 installments in 2026, which means they're kicking the can down the road while their budget crisis gets worse. This is financial insanity. They're borrowing money to pay for corruption while the city goes broke. America, this $90 million settlement is not justice. It's a taxpayer-funded cover-up. Real justice would be prosecuting everyone who enabled Ronald Watts, firing every supervisor who looked the other way, and completely reforming the system that allowed this to actually happen. Instead, Chicago taxpayers get to pay $90 million while politicians congratulate themselves for quote-unquote solving the problem they created and enabled for years. And you can bet this won't be the last massive settlement Chicago has to pay for police corruption. Here's the real tragedy. Chicago is spending hundreds of millions of dollars on corruption settlements. They're facing a $1.15 billion deficit. Essential services are being cut, but there's always money to pay for police misconduct. This is what happens when you have leadership that's more interested in protecting the system than protecting the people. The victims get some money, the politicians claim they're reformers, and the taxpayers get stuck with the bill while nothing fundamentally changes.
Shame on Chicago. Shame on the system.
5 men wrongfully convicted are now exonerated, but their fight for justice is far from over.
Pay attention to how your local government handles police misconduct. Are they preventing it or just budgeting to pay for it after the fact? Because if they're doing what Chicago is doing, you're going to be paying for corruption for decades to come. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Another great entry. Chicago needs an enema. It needs the National Guard to go there and clean it up. But they're gonna go to Memphis, so let's see how they do in Memphis. And then let's see where else they go. I mean, Miami will be nice if they went to Miami, because Miami has a really bad like immigration problem and a lot of street gangs, and there's neighborhoods that you don't even want to go by because you can get shot and killed easy. But it is what it is, and I am done for the night. I want to thank everyone who came through and watched the show and participated in the chat. Thank you very much. And for those who are rewatching, thank you very, very much. I'm tired. It was a good show. 3 hours, it adds up. Look, I did 7.5 and 3 hours. That's like 10 hours. I'm giving you a lot of good content. So with that said, have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, and I'll catch you on the flip side. And I'll be back on tomorrow. Not 100% sure if I'm gonna do a wake and bake yet. But I'll probably will. So yeah, stay tuned because I probably will do a wake and bake. I want to get to bed early so I can do a wake and bake. So with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night and sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And if they do, you get a shoe and you beat them till they're black and blue. All right. Good night.